Oh, Ladies and Konami, how's your day? And ladies and Konami, how's your day? I just woke up, just a little bit. Still not good, but better than yesterday. That's good. And when it's on your day is stressed, don't be stressed. Tonight I'm making something delicious. Right now. I'm going to do a cooking podcast, and I'm going to cook. Actually, burrito. Actually, let me ask you guys. Do burrito need to include rice? Because most people say to need to add rice, but I didn't prepare rice in advance. Like my rice, I can just cook rice, but it will take an hour. So you know what? Let's just start cooking because I'm very hungry already, lady. I'm too hungry. Okay, so just in case, let me see on. I think you guys can able to see my screen of cooking. The camera. Just sorry if it's look a bit weird. I mean, like, alright. Tonight, I think I'll be just normally I can make my own tortilla wrap, but tonight because I'm too lazy already, so I go and got a store-bought tortilla wrap. So that is, it's not a very big wrap, and I had no idea why heat the Dorito at maximum for that. Or heat. You know what? Let's heat up the tortilla first. Let's heat up the tortilla. I want to prepare other stuff before I start cooking. You know what? Let's go and prepare some tomato. And also, Benny-san, if you're not feeling well, you should sleep. You know. Like right now, I'm just going to prepare some stuff to get the basket. It's like I'm going to make something simple, and you know sometimes you have to prepare something to eat. And I'm just going to take out all the sand in the tomato. Actually more like you see how my food open. Like the camera. Alright, let's say it that way. I'm not gonna show too much already. I'm just gonna prepare the tomato. Your attention. Yeah, the one thing is actually I had I don't know though about Kenshin, right? So far I have completed most of the stuff, so I'm just actually kind of lazing around in Kenshin right now. But right now, if anyone need me to help them, especially in the Asia server in Kenshin, I tend to help them. But I kind of wonder right now is that should I build a strong team, or should I actually just keep on playing how I like building up all the characters in the game or whatsoever. Like in case anyone, how do you guys actually remove the stem from the mini tomato? Like normally from how I do it is like the mini tomato, I see a small one, I just kind of like twist a little bit, and the stem just drop off already. Build every character. If I have to just build every character, like basically make their artifact all the way to level 20, right? So far I left only like 19 or 18 characters to build out in Kenshin though. Still a lot. Yeah, I mean I even built out my Ember already, you know. My Ember is half built, you know, just in case you guys want to know. And let me go and wash the tomato first. So basically I just let the tomato get washed and rice, and then that's it. And I'm just gonna make something simple, fast, and easy though. And even like the curry, like for example the sauce I'm going to make, right? It's just basically I just get a bowl here. Okay, basically what I do is I get this sauce. Can you guys see this sauce? I'm not sure. I think it's a brand. I think Najisa might be aware though. It's like spicy hot sauce, but it's right as a product of Thailand. Like, I think I'm not sure whether you guys can see it. I think it's a bit blurred though. It tastes not. It's spicy hot, but to me it's sweet though. It's just to me it's somehow sweet though. I wouldn't say it's like it's blurry. Yeah, it's kind of blurred though. It's kind of hard to show you guys. Like I can't. The camera sound is today is not. So right now I'm just gonna make the sauce. So basically what I normally do is just mayonnaise. A lot of mayonnaise. Basically I don't have mayonnaise in here, so I have to go and get additional mayonnaise. Where did I place my mayonnaise again? It was just here long ago. Oh, it was here. C6 every 4 star. Monia! So far in Kenshin, right? Like, if I have to C6 every character, that will be also need to include Shinobu though. And I don't really want to go and spend money on Shinobu at the moment, you know. Like, I'm happy just getting her. But why you guys want me to go and spend real money again? Trying to C6. What is it? And then, because my refraction. What refraction? Just remove this mirror and then you should be fine. I don't think there's any refraction now. Anyway, I just use quite a lot of the sauce. particular fox. Like it's much easier for me to just make this difficult. You're gonna take a shower. Yeah, go and enjoy a shower while I start making. Well, simple sauce. Nice haircut. My hair is too long. I don't even have a haircut. That's what we call the what kind of haircut was it again? The type of haircut where in some anime is not well known for the sassy, for a very sassy moment. Those type, I know there will be some people calling me sassy, the very sassy god already, the god of sassy, or sassiness. It's not that I want this type of haircut, you know. I want to go and cut my hair, you know. But it has been raining for the past few days to the point that I can't even go out and have a haircut. But anyway, sauce is done. The sauce is done. The thing I want to do is heat this up, heat up the pan. Actually, more like let me wipe the pan first. Actually, more like I kind of make something simple all the time though. Okay, camera can move here. You guys don't need to look at me already. I know I'm very sassy looking. You're gonna sleep early tonight? Okay, go ahead and sleep tonight. I'm just gonna make my meal something easy to eat and then I'll go and sleep. Because as for right now, I just want to make something simple though. It's just a simple wrap. That's why. Small table at the side. Okay, good night, Mini-san. Actually, I'm just gonna make a simple. Basically, what I'm just going to do is just not really dump the whole meat in. Just basically make sure that it's hot enough. Hot, piping hot. Basically, I have to wait for it to be hot. Hotty. At the same time, once I start cooking, I think I'll also cut the tomato. I won't say use all the tomato, but at least I cut the tomato. Okay. I mean, I have to make sure that everything is cooked though. Hola, Ken-san, Konami, how's your day? Your street is here already. So what game are you gonna play first? Although right now I'm doing cooking, so don't ask me to do Kenshin. Right now I'm cooking at the moment. So I can't play Kenshin at the moment when I'm cooking though. get some oil. You have Pokemon Unite and Super Mario Bros. Installed already. Yeah, I don't have those games. But you can enjoy the game first though. So let's add the oil. Coat the whole thing first. I don't say really coat the whole thing, but they try to coat that plate. I know it's good. So let me just. Alright, it's gonna be seasoning hot now. So basically, I just gonna add some onion first. A lot of onion. Pokemon Unite is free. It's a mobile game. Ah. Only thing is, I have not installed any game much game in the so far though. So. First thing first, I will just kind of like stir fry the onion anyway. You have the old version. You mean the white one or the one that have the white one or something? The more expensive one or the one? The latest one? The latest one. Oh, okay. ちなみに私のも同じですよ。Mine is first hand. Maybe there's someone just trying to test it out and see how good it is, but not very happy with it, and then just decided to like, oh, I just gonna sell it instead. Anyway, just in case you guys are wondering, I add salt to it. But if you guys want to make it the onion more caramel, then you add sugar to it, because sugar will make it more more brown. But I'm not going to add too much color to the onion anyway. I just basically kind of like making sure that the liquid is out first. Kind of like sweat. I think you can call it sweating out the onion. Basically, you are removing the moisture from the onion anyway. And once, I wouldn't say too much, basically you have to make sure that I still want to keep some of the moisture in, not too much. Basically once it starts turning a little bit brown, then you can start adding the meat. But I'm using frozen meat. So I have to add a little bit earlier. And don't think that I'm adding too much meat. Especially when it comes to cooking meat, right? A lot of people say that, oh, I don't want to add too much meat. Yeah, the only thing is that the meat will start disappearing and become lesser and lesser the more you cook, though. I had no idea who came up with the idea saying that you need to use less meat, but definitely when you start cooking, right, the meat will start disappearing because it will become smaller and smaller and become lesser and lesser. So you're going to start streaming using the Switch, by the way, Ken-san. Because the only thing so far I've been streaming on Switch is just basically Ring Fit and Kirby. But I will just say is that so far, as long as I have fun, to me, that's all it matters. But at the same time, like I mentioned, it's still up to you, depending on how you want to do your streaming. Unless there's a little bit more meat for the fun of it, for the sake of it. And then when you start cooking, you add salt. I think you might want to go and check my stream on me playing Kirby. If that is how if the type of game you feel like is the game that you want to play, then you get Kirby. If not, I don't recommend you for your especially your style of playing games, right? I don't even recommend you getting Kirby at all though. I will prefer you to get other game instead. But it still depends on you though. I mean, as long as you have fun, I think it will be fine. If you're not having fun, that will be a huge problem though. But as for Pokemon, I will not pre-order yet. Sometimes it's like some pre-order you have to like wait until almost the last moment when they release something nice, and then when that is the moment when it's much better to pre-order stuff because you won't know what kind of pre-order bonus or whatsoever they're gonna add, and you might want to wait until then. Okay, basically I'm gonna add some. I already add season with salt, but I'm going to season with pepper. Need to sweat out the meat. But I know some people will be like, oh, the meat is gonna turn very hard to bite into. Yeah, don't worry. Basically, I will just add vinegar to it. Like add vinegar to the cooking. I know some people will be like, why you add vinegar? It's gonna smell like vinegar. No, it won't. But and also the one thing a lot of people keep saying that vinegar tastes very. I know vinegar tastes very strong on its own, but when you actually cook it in meat, right, you soften up the meat. You not just and then it will become delicious. But you have to cook it to remove to make enhance the smell. The smell then will become some sort of umami. So. I know some people don't like vinegar, but vinegar actually more like when you cook it right, it will become delicious. So you kind of have to, and you also have to soften up the meat. So you don't need. So I don't need to worry of overcooking the meat anyway. The only thing right now I need to make sure is that the meat is dry. So I'm kind of like ensuring just kind of like cooking out, make sure all the moisture is gone, except all the juice that will become part of the meat or whatever you call it. If you want it to be very sticky, then you add soupy to it, like basically corn stuff with water on it, and you become very sticky. But nope, I'm not gonna do that. Basically, soup is more than enough already. But I just need to make sure that there is no more water. Kind of like make sure that everything is cooked. It's just a very simple meat dish, and if I want color, I just add a bit of soy sauce. I know this one is definitely kind of like tortilla wrap, but it's still something that I tend to make very easily and simple. And basically, near the end, because I will just add some herbs. I know it's very hard to see on the picture, but you guys should be able to see something on it, and then a few touch of soya sauce. Stir it a little bit. Then, if in case you guys are wondering why didn't add a lot of salt? Yes, I did add some salt to it, but not too much. It's kind of like control the salt because soya sauce is also salty on its own, so you don't really want to add too much salt anyway. And once everything is done, by basically making sure there is not much liquid and the meat is done. To me, it's done already, but I just want to make sure that it's no more sauce on it. I know it's like some people want some juice. I want juicy meat. Yeah, you guys don't need to worry. That's the reason why earlier I added vinegars. want to make sure that the meat is will be you absorb the juice in a while, but for now I just want to make sure that my room is actually more like I'm cooking this in my room. So my room is called full of this smell, you know, guys. And then I'll just place this into a plate. I just need to be carefully place this onto a plate, or a bowl, more like a bowl plate, I guess. And it's very hard to grab onto the handle and twirl it. In case you guys are wondering, yes, I'm being very careful so that I don't touch the hot plate. It's actually it's kind of a hot plate, you know. Hot, piping hot. Ah. Okay, just kind of scrape any meat that is staying on the side. Grab it. Alright then. Well, I wait for the meat to cool down before I eat. I need to wipe up the side. I want to say I want to keep the oil on the oil from the cooking earlier, from the thing that I cooked earlier. So basically what I'm gonna do is, you know, some people will be like, are you crazy? So basically I just gonna cut some tomato in half and place it on top and let it cook. I know some people will be like, why do you cook tomato? Yes, I'm gonna cook tomato. It's much easier this way for me. Because there'll be some people like, don't cook tomato. No, I want to cook tomato. Okay? I know some people but I don't cook tomato. Mini tomato, you just eat it raw. No, I'm not gonna eat raw tomato. I'm gonna cook it and then eat it later. It's really much better if you cook the tomato. I just don't understand why some people don't like to cook tomato first. It's like making it much more delicious, you know, you're enhancing the smell of the tomato. Just make it more delicious, just roast. I mean, like you can pan fry it or roast it or how you call it, whatever you make it. But I'm just gonna make a feel that this should be more than enough. And then, well, we start cooking. I will need to add some. I wish you can share the game with me. The sad thing about sharing in game is that they don't allow it. Just gonna add some salt to it, let it cook. cook. I want to say I still got a few more tomatoes to go, but that's more than enough for now. Unless I want to make more, then I will add more later on. But basically, I'm just gonna heat up the pan. Make sure that it start cooking and roasting the tomato. I almost forgot I don't want to bring too much the heat up. We will be fun playing SSBU. Huh? What SSBU? Also, just in case you guys are wondering, you need cabbage. I need cabbage. I need to have cabbage. Sorry, I'm too lazy to cut a cabbage right now. So basically, I go and get store-bought one. It's like basically it's store-bought, easy to get, and it's already shredded form already. So afterwards, I'll be just pan fried. I will just fry the tortilla, and then I will start eating it. Don't really want to. Let me go and sneak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tortilla. I think I'll make 3 tonight. Based on the amount I have, I can make around 3 wrap, I guess. The meat is so far. The meat is tasty. Okay, once the tomato are done, wrap it up. The tomato are done. I don't really need to roast both sides. Just one side is more than enough. I'm just basically remove all the liquid from kind of like all the juiciness and once the juice into the tomato itself, by removing the juice, kind of like again I don't really call it shredding, just basically. And also, you guys can add oil, a little bit of oil to this hot plate, but I'm not gonna add too much, just basically a touch of it. Make sure that the oil is spread around, not too much. You guys are wondering why I'm not adding too much, because you do not want too much oil. You just want basically the same pan that I'm gonna use, right? It's just basically having a lot of the flavor on it. So I want my tortilla to have the flavor. The assembly is very fast though. So you guys will just take a, I want to show you guys how I make the tortilla right. I will make the tortilla right now. Once this is cool, but the assembly I'll just show you guys once anyway. So basically, once it starts cooking, super mash bro. The thing is, to play online, you need to get the subscription like the something like the. If I'm not wrong, you have to get something like the subscription, right? Because if you don't have the subscription, you can't play online, you know. And basically, I think you guys can just take a look. It does have the nice color to it. Like the color is very nice though. That's why I prefer to use one-time pan and then make sure that the pan has all the flavor, so you can kind of wrap it around to make it. I know later on when you grab it, it's gonna be dirty because it's your hand, but other than that, it's actually fine with. I'm fine with it because I'm gonna eat it anyway. Make sure that it's covered. Hot, spicy, hot. Touch. Actually, don't use your hand and touch the freaking pan, alright? Never use your hand to touch the hot stuff! The last thing I want is having a toasty hand. What am I done cooking? Basically, I'm just gonna break this up. So what I'm gonna do is, where's my cheese? So, don't I agree? You mean the online subscription when I find it ridiculous? Yeah, sometimes it's ridiculous. So basically, I'm just gonna add cheese, some cheese to it. It's kind of hard to look at the moment. But add some cheese to it. There you go. And then I will add a little bit of the sauce. I will add the sauce first. Add some of the tomato. Actually, more like let's just add the meat first. Yeah. Some meat. Some tomato on top. Normally I want to add the lettuce first, but I prefer to everything just. It's still up to you guys anyway. Add the lettuce. Summer sauce. These are summer sauce. Some more cheese. Wrap it up from the side. And it looks like a I know I can't able to wrap it, but it will be something like a taco. So basically, I'm making taco. I know I want to make burrito, but I don't have to. It's not big enough. The tortilla wrap is not big enough to be wrapped, so I'm going to make a simple taco. Basically, I need to wrap it up this way. But basically, you guys I can just eat it on its own. But so for now, let's lower the heat on this one and start preparing making additional. So I'll be eating and cooking at the same time now. Let me have a bite. Let's just see how the taste is. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, it's tasty. Oh my god, the smell. It's too tasty though. I know some people is like saying you are making most of the stuff is already done already. Yeah, basically if you can make it more delicious. That's why I'm like this food enough. Just this enough. Simple taco. Basically all the ingredients I get is very cheap though. So that's it. Just this enough is for me to eat as the dinner already. So it's very simple and nice and delicious already, you know. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Yeah, they are indeed are very cute though. Oh my god. Sometimes I'm amazed at the way I cook though. The tomato, I roast it now, and then there is the meat which is still juicy. Okay, the meat I cook is still freaking juicy. You know, right now. That's why if some people ask me like how to make the meat juicy, if you don't want to overcook it, just add vinegar to it. It's actually fine if you find vinegar too strong. But if you cook if like for meat, right? If you add like vinegar to it, you soften out the meat. At the same time, you make it more juicier. I don't know, like what they call. What was the America call it? Sloppy Joe. So basically, I kind of making a sloppy Joe taco. Sorry, I have to wash my hands first. Another spoon. This time I get a smaller spoon. Good thing I didn't bring the heat too much though. That's why if you don't want to, sometimes you have to control the heat when you are cooking. And also while it's cooking right now, like you know, another best way to make the is actually now it will be a better time to add the cheese. It's alright if you drizzle some of the cheese onto the hot plate. You can wash it back later on. I'm just gonna add the cheese. Like basically, I'm just gonna add the cheese to the taco first. Let it cook on the basically just let it cook. Make sure that the cheese melt. Well, I won't say fully melt. If it can melt, definitely that's good. But sometimes it's kind of hard to ensure whether is it melting or not. But as long as the whole thing is nice, I guess it should be fine. Alright. So I'll assembly again. I don't want the tortilla to be too cooked. I know some people like tortilla you want to eat with very cooked. Those are the fried one, the fried tortilla, the crispy one. Some people might like it, some people might like and that would be more like deep frying the tortilla, you know. So again, add some meat. I'm just gonna add meat. You can just add the sauce later on, but I'm just gonna add meat first. And also some grinded tortilla. And the sauce. Some tomato at the top. Some more cheese. Yeah, you need to update the system when you got it though. Maybe the other person didn't update it just in case, so you might have to update it. Some more sauce. Basically, I love the sauce though. It's just simple mayonnaise and chili sauce, and then you add a bit of chili powder, and maybe some salt for taste. It's very simple though. And then you just spread it out like a taco. Yeah, basically I normally like to add tomato, then I add the lettuce though. But basically it's just something simple. This simple, and then I can eat it. And I start eating it. Then I can eat a lot of this though. I mean the meat I cook got quite a lot though. Basically, in case you guys want to know, I can with the meat I can make up to 7 or 8 taco, but I think I'm gonna make much lesser later on. You never know. Yeah, sometimes sometimes it's like that though. Oh my god. I really wonder how do I sometimes cook something delicious on my own. I know some of you will be like, I can't even show you guys how juicy it is right now, you know. I just see that's how juicy and delicious the meat is right now. I really have to show through this camera that I'm having right now. Normally I don't do this when cooking, like wearing my glove, a plastic glove, because I can't keep on going and wash my hand all the time though. Sometimes I really wonder how do I even cook something delicious. I really want to show you guys. I really one day already I feel like I want to make something delicious and let you guys try though. The only thing is that sometimes I really wonder, can I even open a freaking restaurant? The only thing I can say is that I can cook something nice for you to try out, but yeah, sometimes I need to wonder whether I can cook and open out a restaurant. I don't even have the money to even open out a restaurant. Yeah, I know the bread is oily, but doesn't matter anyway. I'm gonna add a little bit more meat. I want to eat the paprika on. Right. It's fine to eat more tortilla, but I'm not gonna eat too much tortilla. I want to control the amount I'm eating. And I prefer to add the tomato now. I know, like, I think tomato later on will make it presentable or whatever you call it, but I want it to be part of the food I eat, and it will be much easier to chew everything at the same time. So, we're going to add the tomato now, then next time. People will be like, oh, you add tomato at the end, or maybe you need to cut your tomato into smaller pieces. Shallow, once you roast it, you don't really want to cut it, because once you roast it, you place it on top of the meat together with the meat together. Everything is very delicious. And then add some more cheese. I know cheese always makes it delicious. If you don't like cheese, you can substitute with other type of cheese or whatever thing that you like. Or you can even don't add cheese. I mean, cheese is delicious. There's some sauce to it. Again. It looks delicious. Does it look delicious? Basically, you can just serve it this way, and they just wrap it on their own because the potato is still soft enough. But crispy. I don't think I can hear let you guys hear the sound, but it's still at least the skin is still crispy enough. So just grab it like a tortilla shape and then eat it. Nice food, nice food. I'm not sure, sometimes some people just say that they love to eat something simple and nice, but for me, I'm just... Yeah, basically, I will just tell you guys that this is something simple. I always tend to use simple food and to eat, and then you can just make something delicious, really. Don't need to worry like, oh, I need to get expensive material or some material I can't make. No, I think store-bought sometimes is also alright though. But the reason why, like, you just go to the supermarket, buy the ingredient. That's all. Most of the ingredient I get is like the chili sauce, the soya sauce, vinegar, shredded cabbage, cheese, frozen meat, or if you can get the fresh meat, you just go and get a fresh meat. Oh, welcome back when it's on. Mini tomato or fresh tomato if you want bigger one. Salt, pepper, chili powder, tortilla, frozen tortilla or fresh tortilla, up to you. Everything is just simple to get, and then I can make and you just make sure that when you cook it's very simple, easy to make. Hey, it's delicious already. That's why I tend to say cook your own. If people ask me why do I tend to cook my own than eat out, because it's cheaper and as well it's also much more delicious. really got some. Most of my friends say that my cooking is very delicious than eating out though. Just other day, a female friend of mine just called me and say she missed my cooking. And I was like, you want something simple to eat, just come to my house, I can just cook. I use my hand to cook. I know some people is like, why are you crazy enough to use your hand to touch the plate? Not really, I'm not touching the plate, I'm just touching the food. And then have to add the cheese to it. Actually, more like, do you guys love to? I know Vanessa, you say you are lazy to cook. But don't you agree sometimes cooking on your own is much delicious than you go out and buy? A lot of people say that it's much easier to cook on your own. It's much easier to go out and buy, but when you cook on your own, it's not just only making it delicious. It's actually kind of make it cheaper, and so you can control the salt and everything. Lazy. Well, I mean, I can't use the word lazy though. I used to work as a assistant chef. Like, in case you guys really wonder, I used to work as an assistant chef, so I can't use the word lazy because I'm being paid to cook, you know. So if I say I'm lazy to cook, yeah, I will definitely get scolded. I will definitely get scolded if I say I'm lazy, you know. I mean, I'm being paid to cook, you know. Well, not now, but when I was working as an assistant chef. I think I'll eat one last. This will be the. Actually, which amount again? 4? I think there's one more. You know what? Tomato. I think I was wearing a glove just in case earlier. One last tortilla. And then I'll keep the rest. I can keep the rest because it's not important. gonna make your tea. Yeah, I think I'll take. Now that you think, now that I think about it, I'll make my own. I'll drink some milk tea later on. Wrap it up nicely, and then taco. I just can't really make a tot. I don't have the only thing, you guys. Okay, in case you guys really want me to make burrito, yeah, I will make burrito next time. The only thing is that it's very hard to get tortilla that is very big though, unless you make it yourself. In case you guys want me to make is it very hard to make burrito? Not really. It's a mess when you're making it. Will I download Pokemon Unite? I'm not sure though. I may or I may not. I mean like when it comes to mobile game, I'm very good in mobile game when I start playing it, but the thing is that I don't like to play mobile game at the same time. So I mean it depends on the situation. I mean isn't like all mobile games start off free, it's just that you want some stuff on it, then you have to pay for it. I mean like Mobile Legend I use when I like Mobile Legend or League of Legends or Dota, when I play in the past, I always make sure I'm in the top though. I don't like losing, and I always play rank, and I always make sure that I always play all the way to the high rank. So I always in the top rank, part of the top ranker. And if anyone asks me that do I play professional, no, I don't like to play professional. I teach people how to play Dota or whatsoever, but I do not like to play the game myself anymore. Like right now, if anyone asks me to play Dota, I don't like to play anymore. It's like you can say I'm retired from mobile game. And I mean like if anyone see me, it's like because the thing is that when it comes to mobile game, Benny-san, welcome back. I used to play a lot, and I'm very good in it. But the thing is, when it comes to ranking, right, the one thing I hate the most is actually basically how to say it. The one thing that I hate the most when it comes to rank is that sometimes your team is just so bad. Your team is just so bad, and your team keep on feeding to the point that sometimes when they just straight out leave the game. That's why I hate playing mobile games. Like in the past I used to play a lot, and I'm very good at it. But sometimes when I play the game, it's like sometimes you have feeder, or when you have like people who is just don't even know how to play the game, and then you don't even understand how they even get all the way to high rank. And you still have to play with them because they are part of your team. They bully you just because you don't play. Let me just say this to you. It's better if you don't play. You are more better than those people who choose to play mobile game. Because you guys have to understand, when it comes to mobile game, right, anyone can become toxic easily, you know. And it will be more toxic than those community in Genshin. Yeah, it's just too toxic already. That's why I quit all mobile game. You can say I retired from it. But I don't mind playing the game, the Pokemon Unite, if you guys want. I can show you guys how good I am, but at the same time I can tell you guys is like I'm fine with it. I'm fine with playing the game. It's just that there will be some time when my own team will be when I play rank, I will be very very toxic though. Because I don't like my team to be like very lousy. Actually, the one thing, do you guys season your tomato when you cook? Or even when you serve it, you have to like season your tomato, you know? Sometimes, when I work in one restaurant, right? There was one time when they actually don't freaking season the tomato, and there was one time when the customer say, why is the tomato not tasty enough? Like, if you eat it raw, well, I don't say it's bad, but next time, okay, when it's you can eat it raw, but next time try like sprinkle some salt on it and eat it. You'll notice it actually became much tastier. Yes, I mean, if you want to eat it fresh, definitely it's tasty, don't get me wrong. But when I season, like, I wouldn't say too season, you just basically add a little bit of, basically you just drizzle a little bit of salt on it. And it became much delicious though, especially like if you cook, especially like if you, I wouldn't say too much salt, just sprinkle a little bit, it became very tasty. I was kind of shocked when I started doing it. It was like wasn't part of my schedule. I mean, in the past I used to thought that you just eat it fresh and you'll be considered good enough. Some restaurants don't even add salt to it. But at one restaurant when I work, right, they freaking add a little bit of like drizzle a little bit of salt before placing it on it. And I was like, Sunday and turn out that adding a little bit of salt actually make the tomato enhance the smell. You like it sweet and sour? I mean, it's also good though. It just depends on everyone's preference, I guess. Tomato to the meat at the top though, because when you bite into the tomato together with the meat, it can really good. Okay. know, some people is like, why am I eating so much cheese? There is always never enough cheese. More cheese. You need to have a little bit more cheese. You should all eat lemon. I can't though. I can't straight out eat lemon. If you can straight out eat lemon, you're one of the I think that you are one of the people who can eat it nice though. I just can't though. It's too strong for me. In case you guys are wondering. Okay, time to eat this last. Let's eat this last taco and then I will finish up. Okay, I need to wash out the whole thing though. Alright. Oh. Oh. I'm really enjoying my food though. You know the one funny thing is that I know sometimes when I do cooking, right, I know some of you will be like, how am I cooking so delicious looking? I just look at this. I know some people say like it's delicious looking, or some people is like what they don't mind paying to eat it. But sometimes some food is just like you just get some simple ingredients to cook, and then it's actually it's cheaper and delicious because you control the food, your taste. Hey, yeah, some call me hot day. Although I'm not eating at the moment. Look horrible but delicious. Your cooking. Well, it'll be better if you make your food a little bit presentable at the very least though. I mean, even my one, right, I didn't show you guys much. It still looks presentable and it's very tasty. And it's so delicious. I just can't get enough of it though. Your mom dessert. And yet you keep and yet sometimes you argue with your mom. True. But at the same time, I feel like you should learn your mom recipe though. I mean, I do learn some of my own mom recipe. My mom and my dad almost divorced twice, and they argue a lot. But right now they are fine with it anyway. It's just that most of the fault always lies on my dad though. It's just that my dad always the one holding the fault, and he's so stubborn to the point that he don't really want to admit his fault.
until he's alone with my mom. So basically, me and my sister had to be out of the picture. We have to go and act busy. We have to play like we are doing something or we are asleep. Then my dad will go and say, then my dad will go and apologize to my mom. That's also just to prove how prideful my dad is, though. Actually, the funny thing is, my dad always raises his voice, and he always say that I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Like, Dad, you're angry definitely. It's like my dad always say, you don't talk back to your own father. So there's a few times when I say, so you can talk back to your own father, right? You don't want your son to talk back to you, but you can talk back to your own father. And my dad was like, don't you dare! It's like sometimes I just reply my dad. I just learning from you what. You know what they call learn for example what. I always tell my dad, I learning from example. I'm using him as an example. I know I talked about it before. Like the reason why I come to Japan, I want to study anime. I want to stay in Japan. I like the culture here. I want to work in Japan. I talked about this before, but the one thing I always hardly add as a reason, but basically it's also one of the reasons. Another one thing is that because I want to move on. And if I say move on, right, it's because of my before I came to Japan, my late grandpa and my late grandma, basically from my dad's side, both of them passed away within 1 year of each other, and it was very depressing for me because one of them passed away in front of me and one of them passed away near to my workplace, and I couldn't even go to her. I couldn't even go to her side at that time when she decided to take her own life. Like basically, my grandma just take her own life, and that's the reason why when anyone tell me they want to die, like basically don't want to think about suicide, I will tell you guys, never do it because you guys won't know who will suffer the most. It's not you guys, it's actually your family, and never ever do it. Okay, if you guys really need help, just talk to me. If you guys got a mental health hotline, call it, because I always wish for the best for you guys, you know. But other than that, yeah, very good. Yeah, I really don't want you guys to feel anything bad though. That's why I want you guys to be at good tip-top shape. But at the very least, okay, let's remove the picture here. I don't need the camera com already. I already eat my food. I already eat very full already. Like basically, like when it comes to cooking, right? I really sometimes it's like my grandma taught some of her recipe, and oh my goodness, I just realized I have to move here today so that there'll be a cloud on my forehead. Okay, basically the one thing is that when it, just don't think about suicide or whatsoever. Never think about it. Oh, if you guys need help, call your just ask for help. If not, if you guys are part of my followers, just talk to me. I will try to help you guys. But the one thing I always want from you guys is that always stay positive. Not saying that you need to. When they say stay positive, right? When I say positive, is try to stay happy or enjoy your life. Don't think of the bad things. I know everyone got their own bad thing, but as long as you guys feel happy, I'm fine with it. But the one thing I want you guys is just stay positive, alright? Okay, then we go and place the cheese pad into the fridge. Just don't do anything stupid, alright? Including whatsoever that is doing harm, that is making your body harmful, alright? Don't do that. Just give me a while while I clear the table. I want to make sure my table is not dirty. I need to take all the dirty stuff away. You're so full. Yeah, I'm also so full right now, you know. I'm actually kind of full right now. Like, very, very full. I mean, like, you guys have to. You guys just saw me cooking making simple taco. Like, very, very simple, easy to make taco. And at the moment, I'm kind of full though. Maybe? Give me a while. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I just have to blow my nose because because my nose is kind of like runny at the moment. I think it's the chilies that I ate. The funny thing is that I don't find the chili spicy, but my nose is running at the moment. Okay, I need to switch off the power switch just in case, if not later my hot plate start cooking. I'll be in trouble. You're gonna color your hair a bit grey. I mean, it's your own hair though. It's up to you. It's still up to you on how you want to make your hair beautiful, I guess. I mean, it's your freedom, right? I mean, you already graduated. You can do anything with it as long as your high school allowed. I'm just going to enjoy some drink at the moment. But the only thing is that right now I have to shake the packaging because, you know, just because. I mean, it's milk tea. I don't want the stain stay at the below, and I'm gonna enjoy my tea slowly. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy. I feel like I'm enjoying too much. Sometimes, if anyone next time visit me, right? Be if I stay in Japan and you guys visit me in Japan, or if I go back to Singapore and you guys visit me in Singapore and you guys want me to cook, yeah, I don't mind, but don't expect me to. I feel like a lot of people will be liking my food though. So far, there is actually one of my friends who visited me all the way from Holland, and as much as he loved the outside food, he actually come and asked me to cook for him for once, and he actually really liked the chicken rice I made that time. It's permanent, and I don't think you need to worry about the hair though. Once your hair start growing out, once your hair start growing out, and you cut away the old hair, yeah, your hair will be back to normal. Try ride. Your dad asked you to try riding a motorbike. Huh? Is your dad alright? Like, it's. I am not sure though. You know the one thing what I'm afraid, right? There's one thing I'm afraid the most is that if I know Kira-chan and Neji-san keep telling me like, when are they gonna see Ame Mama? Like, when am I gonna get a girlfriend? But the thing is, if let's say for example, if I get married, I mean, let's say that for example, actually more like before I get married, it's more like I get a girlfriend and then I get married. The one thing is that the one thing why I'm afraid is, I tend to talk a lot. Like when I mean, there are times when I don't talk at all. Like basically, if I don't talk at all, it's normal. But the one thing is that I'm afraid the most is like in future, let's say that if there is an army baby, what I'm afraid is that I will be my child will be telling me that, oh, my dad is very weird. And then my child will be like telling me, oh, my dad is very weird. And I'll be like, oh dear. That is the one thing that I'm afraid a lot, you know. I know I'm sometimes weird and funny. Sometimes my dad is weird. Sometimes my dad is easily anger or whatever. But the one thing is that I don't really want to be like my dad, you know. And sassy noise. Please don't tell me about it. I mean, like, okay, the one thing is that you guys know that I don't get angry that easily. I think you guys always saw that I always tend to be patient, and it's really, really rare for me to get angry. Like, I will sound annoyed, but I will never shout. It's like it's not that I never shout. It's just that when it comes to my dad, I always shout with my dad. I always quarrel with my dad, and it's kind of like became part of my life where I tell myself, I actually tell myself I'm not going to be like my dad. Basically, I tell myself is that I don't really want to lose my anger like my dad. Like when I tell my dad something that he doesn't want to listen, he will actually sound very annoyed and he will start shouting or very annoyed. It's like sometimes I told my dad is like he need to. I told my mom sometimes like, I do need therapy. I need to go and sometimes see therapy in the past. Like basically like talk about my problem, and that's the reason. And because I have been that, that's the reason why I can sometimes counsel you guys. Like sometimes you guys need help or need counseling. The reason why I can do that is because I used to be a patient before. I had learned to control it, and because of that, sometimes I tell you guys what you guys should do, what you guys can do. It's like I really learned the experience, learn to control it, and able to tell you guys what you guys should do. But when it comes to my dad, right? Sometimes I tell my mom is like, Mom, I feel like when I need a therapy, I feel like my dad need more like a anger management issue or therapy, and my mom actually agree with me. It's like sometimes my dad just random. I mean, like my dad, right? Always tell me like every Monday to Sunday he will nag at me. Like Monday he will nag, why are you not getting married? And then the next day will be like, why do you not have a girlfriend? And then you'll be like, at your age, I already got you as my son. And then you'll be like, do you know how much I have to work just to make a living for this household? And then you'll be in reverse. You'll be like, if you can't make a living, don't try to have a children in future. And then if you can't get a proper work, don't get a girlfriend. Then you became, if you can't support yourself, how you gonna maybe you shouldn't get married. And I was like, why is it in reverse? And then it'll be, if you can't support, maybe don't get a wife. Like it's normally it's to be girlfriend, then you get a wife, but he's getting like my dad got in reverse. And then back to Monday. When are you gonna get married? It's like, huh? Alright. What? That's why you guys have to understand. He keep my dad nag at me every single day. My dad nag at me every single day. So when I tell everyone that when I come to Japan, I want to move on from because my great grandma, my great grandpa passed away, so I want to move on. Staying in Singapore made me have bad memory, and then I love Japan. I love Japan. I love the culture. I love the food. I love the language. So I come to Japan. I want to study anime and manga. I come to Japan, but I always hardly say the last reason was to escape from my dad. It's like sometimes I can't stand my dad though. It's like my dad is goofy. It's like he's really a goofy to the point that he's totally random. He sometimes he got mood swing. He got a lot of issue, and he always like he can nag at me every single day, and the nagging is in circle. Like Monday he'll nag, like Monday say, Monday, why are you not married? Tuesday, why you don't have a girlfriend? Wednesday, at your age, I already got you as my son. Why are you not why are you not thinking about your future of having a son? Then it will be like, if you don't have a job, you can't support a family. Then it will be, if you can't get a job, don't think about having a son or a children. And then if then on Friday, and then it will be after that it will be, if you can't support a family, don't think about getting married. And then back again, if you when are you gonna get married? It's like the cycle always go in circle and circle to the point that sometimes I ask my mom, is my dad a broken recorder or what? Why is he always repeating the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again? And because of that, if anyone asks me, is he my dad? Yes, I'm his son and he's my dad. It's because sometimes if you guys know when I talk, right? I think you guys always hear me repeating some of the stuff, right? I know you guys sometimes hear me like repeat some of the stuff. I keep on repeating the same. It's like, it's not that I want to repeat. It's already part of my genes already. I inherited from my dad the broken recorder part. And sometimes I'm afraid of repeating myself, you know. I really got called. Some of my friends, they always call me parrot, you know. Some of my friends actually call me a parrot because I keep repeating myself. And I always tell my friend that, yeah, it's not that I don't want to repeat myself. I inherited the genes from my dad of repeating myself. Like seriously, I don't like to repeat myself all the time, you know. It's like, why do I want to keep on repeating my word again and again and again and again? Like, just talk it once, and then if you guys need me to repeat again, then I will repeat. But you know, there is a limit to the number of times you can repeat a stuff again and again, you know. It's like, my dad is like, he won't find it boring. And you guys have to understand, when I was at around age 24, 25, he started doing that, you know. He started doing that when I was around 24, 25 years old. And he keep repeating it every year. How can I... And then when, you know what's the funny thing? When I lived to Japan, he changed his target to my sister and my mom. Yeah, what is it? What is it, Najisa? English today. Uh-huh. You're in your class with your friend. Uh-huh, uh-huh. What is fan in Japanese? You mean the electric fan or why do your friends say gaze guru guru? Electric fan, senpuki. Hey, okay, okay. Although you know, I inherited my dad broken recorder genes, but you know what my sister inherited from my dad? My sister inherited from my dad randomness. Basically, is that my dad sometimes just randomly talk about stuff, and there was one time when my sister said, you know, it's like in English or in Chinese we have to say, oh, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's like basically you say the word, you see the weather is like there's already like thunder cloud or rainy cloud, whatever you call it. It's the very dark cloud, and you know it's gonna rain. You say, oh, it's gonna rain soon. Or in Chinese we say 要下雨了. Or in Japanese you say, oh, 雨降るそうだ. It's like basically it's like basically it seems gonna rain soon. You said it that way. But you know what my sister say? My sister say he looked at the sky. She point to the sky and she say, oh, the sky is brum brum liao. My sister just say, look at the sky, just say, oh, because it's thunder, you know the sound thunder when they're making a sound, like the sound, like the thunder is like brum brum. Then my sister, oh, the sky brum brum liao. It was like my sister, I was sitting at the back of the van. My mom was sitting next to my sister. My dad was driving, and we were all like, huh? I was half asleep already, and I was half asleep at the back of the van, and when I was like, huh? What blum blum? And my mom was like, sis, are you blum? What do you? My sister just my mom just asked my sister like, okay, basically my mom just asked my sister, what do you mean by blum blum? Oh, you look at the sky black already. It's gonna blum blum liao. And they were all laughing. She said the word is so black, and it's so blum blum. And I was like, what? And I was like, how in the hell? How in the hell when you call a rain, it's gonna rain soon, became the sky blum blum liao? Like seriously, how is it's going to rain? It's like sometimes my sister that's why I call my sister randomness. It's like my sister just totally random say the sky instead of it's gonna rain soon became it's blum blum liao. It's like, and the worst part is she keep on using it. Every time when the sky going to rain soon, she never say, oh, it's gonna rain now, it's going to rain soon. She never ever say, oh, going to rain soon. She always say, oh, sky blum blum liao. It's so short, so simple, and that if no one understand it other than me or my mom or my dad, everyone will be like, what? It's like I always told my sister, sis, before you start working, change your freaking habit of how you speak though. Actually, more like if it's gonna rain, right? If I know it's gonna rain, if I'm at home and I know someone is at home, I will ask like, are we hanging out clothes outside? Did we hang out clothes to outside now? If we have to go and faster take it. But sometimes it's like in Japan it's hardly rain, especially on sun season. But although right now it's raining season in Japan right now. But normal season is really hard to talk about rain because it's like most of the season the rain is just a short one though. Unless you are talking about typhoon, then typhoon is a different story already. But I can assure you guys, when my sister just go around and tell everyone, like, actually I still don't understand why my sister say it's going to rain became, it's sky brum liao. Like seriously, how hard is it to say it seems like it's gonna rain, and she can just simplify in just with a sky brum liao. It's like I can never understand my sister's language sometimes. And I mean, like, I think I talked about this before. It's like there was one, my sister randomness start from her young though. I think I thought a lot. I thought a lot of this about this thing a lot. It's like there was one time my sister. Just in case anyone really want to hear, I'll just talk. Okay? It's like basically what happened is that there was one. I always close my window at my house. It's because back in Singapore, when I open out the window, there's always fly, cockroach or whatever flying bugs that always fly through the window, especially at night. So at night time, I always close my window just because I don't want any bug coming to my house. So I will close my window, and at that time I was reading a manga in my own room. Basically, I was sitting on my bed, and basically, if you guys said it, yes, my room because the window is closed, it's kind of a concealed space. My window is closed at. So I was sitting in my own bed on my bed reading a manga, and my whole family at that time was eating durian. Basically, I don't eat durian, so my sister, my grandma, my grandpa were eating durian, and they were all outside in the living room eating the durian. So I do not like durian smell, so I basically was sitting in my own room reading my own manga, and out of nowhere, my sister just come to my room. Like basically just come to my room without anything and just look at me and just call elder brother, stare at me. I was like, what is it? And my sister just turned around 180 degrees with her butt facing towards me, and she released a poison gas out that contained the smell of durians. And I was like, first thing in my mind was like, faster go. I don't care about my room being lit out. I just rushed to the window, open out the window, like swing open the window, and I was like, oh my goodness, the smell! I was like, the durian smell. The durian smell, and my room was full of durian smell. And like my sister was like, the worst part is that my sister was 6, 7, 8 years old at the time, and she just turned around and when you hear the boot, the sound, the first thing is you have to faster rush to the window, open out the window. It's like, at that time, I was like, my sister just out of nowhere come to my room, like totally random, like totally randomly come to my room after eating durian and just to release a toxic gas in my room. I was like, until now, I never understand what she was thinking, That's why I say my sister is always totally random. I can never understand why. No, the thing is that my sister is not a little. I won't call my sister a little bastard or whatsoever. It's just that my sister sometimes when she do stuff, it's totally random, you know. And I can remember that. And when I tell my sister that, right, there was one time I told my sister, I was like having a talk and I told my sister, and my sister was like, she was like, she don't remember it. My sister said to me, oh, I don't remember it. I was like, you little bastard, you have any idea how much I have to suffer the durian smell in my room at the time? I told my sister, it's like, you got any idea the toxic gas you released? I was like panicking, you know. And my sister just told me she can't remember it. And I was like, what the hell? I just can never understand. Sometimes my sister just do random stuff though. That's why I really wonder, like, sister, you guys have to understand that if anyone offer me a durian, the reason why I got traumatized was because of my sister who released a toxic durian gas in my room. So if anyone asks me, do I like durian? No, I do not like, because I already got traumatized by my sister already. So there was one time when I told the story to my friend, they were all laugh. I know it's funny. Yes, I know it's very funny. But because of that, my friend all like, yeah, no one. Now I can understand why you are afraid of durian. I was like, yeah. I know, like in Singapore, there is something we call it the durian puff, durian cake. There is a lot of stuff that you can make with durian, but I once told my friend, don't offer me those durian. As long as it's anything durian, please try not to offer me. If possible, if not, try to remove the durian smell at the very least. Like, if you want to add durian to a cake, by all means, don't let me have the durian taste. Because one thing you guys have to understand, when my sister just come to my room, like totally randomly, come to my room, after eating durian, turn 180 degrees, release a very toxic durian F, I was like, in my mind, it's like, oh my holy goodness, man! 月やさつきさんからメポイントの回収ならとていいんですよ。あれ？台湾人啊。如果是拿分的话，你可以拿分吧。我现在是用英文讲话。Also, in case you guys are wondering, I'm actually drinking milk tea at the same time. So I'm actually kind of enjoying myself. Actually more like I'm enjoying the drink, not enjoying myself. It's kind of sassy if I say enjoying myself, you know. Yeah, never ever say enjoy yourself or enjoy myself or whatever. Say enjoying the moment. If you guys say enjoy yourself, yeah, what do you guys are thinking though? Like, imagine if you guys use the word enjoy yourself, enjoy your time, like enjoy your time, enjoy your moment, enjoy the night. Never ever say enjoy yourself or enjoy myself. You know, it sounds very sassy, you know. Yeah, right now I'm enjoying my drink, enjoying the seat, enjoying the talking. if I say I enjoy myself, it sounds weird though. Right? Everyone will be like asking me, Amek-san, what are you doing on like everyone will be like looking at Amek. What are you doing in doing the stream? This is not our 18 podcast. I'm not being an AV tuber. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I think I talked about this on reality at the same time. I talked about this on reality yesterday. There was a topic about what we call there was some sort of there was a company that okay, I talked about this previously, but I just talking about it again. Basically, there was a trending on Japan server Twitter about something what we call a VTuber. It's basically a VTuber. You know, like right now, we are all those people who don't use their real face, like using an avatar as a replacement for their real life. We call them VTuber. That's basically what I'm doing right now. And in Japan, yesterday it was trending called what we call it the AVTuber. And I know it sounds very sassy the way they say AVTuber. If you guys saw my Twitter, Twitter that I posted last night, I talk about it like I wonder will this make me with the ASMR will I became something what we call will I became some sort of AV tuber. So basically what happened was that I was just riding on the right for the trend was that VTuber, what we call is a virtual YouTuber, but AVTuber, what happened was that there was a company called Colorful Magic or Magic Colorful, I can't remember the Japanese name. Basically this company, what happened was, I will just tell you guys the short summarized version. Previously, this company, what happened was that he was some sort of guy or some student or whatsoever, with no office, with no address, with no equipment, with no nothing. It's just basically one guy just go to Twitter, create a Twitter account, and just say that I'm a CEO. He just go and say I'm the CEO of this company, even though there is no such company. There is no company. The company is not even set up yet. There is no address. There is no office. There is no equipment. There is no nothing. The worst part of all is that there is no capital. In money terms, I'm not referring to the capital city, but referring to money capital, meaning to say that when you want to start out the company or you want to start a business, you have to have money. This guy had nothing. And what happened at the time was that he wanted to recruit VTuber at the time. He wanted to be a VTuber, and he said that I'm a company. I want to hire VTuber, but I cannot pay the VTuber. I cannot pay everyone. So basically, I will be the company. I want you guys to work for me. And it was actually, and a lot of people was very mad, but it caused a lot of people to create a meme where everyone can be a VTuber agency. Like basically, everyone can just create I can. Every indie, it's like every indie VTuber or every VTuber is a VTuber agency, because anyone can just say, oh, I'm the CEO, I'm gonna be a VTuber, I'm gonna recruit you, I'm gonna recruit that, and then you all like, the money we all share. And because of that, it ran viral, and the guy got a huge backlash. The company actually got a huge. The company was trending. The guy was getting a lot of backlash on like, it was viral at that time. It was so funny, and what happened was that the guy on the next day put an apology saying that sorry, like in the official company way. I will just summarize the version is that he or she just say apologize for causing all this viral situation. When I created this company, so-called company, it was not under. I did not expect it to blow up this big, and I wasn't expecting this to it was not in my intention, and I really apologize for creating. So he actually died down. And the funny thing is that, oh, I will recruit, and he actually said this thing, and in the apologies is that I will make sure that I will have a proper office with equipment, with capital, everything, and I will start recruiting when that happens. Alright, now here's the fun part. A few weeks later. It's not a few months later, alright? It's a few weeks later. It's had yesterday. So yesterday night, at Japan time is 6 p.m. Japan time is 6 p.m. This same company, the same company, decided to actually make use of some online. He decided to use make use of illustration from online without asking for permission. When you use an illustration from online, unless it's stated free to use, or if it something, at least you must try to ask the artist whether you want to use it for commercial use. If you're going to use it for commercial, you have to ask for permission at the very least. But this company did not ask for permission. He used the picture from online, and he started the trend called "We are going to become the first AV tuber agency ever." And that's when the meme and trend start. So basically, what they call it AV tuber is basically, yes, you guys know what is. I think you guys know what is called AV, right? In Japan, we call it AV. It's not the Japanese audio video. It's basically the adult video. So basically, what actually happened, the tweets had long deleted, but basically they want to make something, what they call it, the adult video tuber. Adult video virtual VTuber, something like that. So basically they want to create something like a VTuber but adult version. So but the thing is, in VTuber, right, I know it sounds very funny, but there is a very small majority where we call them R18 VTubers. Like, if you guys really want to know, you just go and write VTuber R18. There is already people who do ASMR or doing live stream with those type of sassy noise. And I know you guys call me the god of sassiness, but during my ring fit exercise, I know you guys think, oh, Ami-san, I know you're making very sassy noise, or very fruity noise, or very weird noise. Yes, I know. I watch my own video at times, but I can assure you guys there are actually a community on the VTuber communities, and they make those kind of and we call them the R18 VTubers. And these smart Alex, Japanese smart Alex, basically what happened is that last night he or she posted something like, we're going to be the first AV tuber agency. It's like, here we go. And a lot of people, including me, were like, here we go again. So it was trending last night. It was really trending last time, where everyone was clicked on to the point that it was trending on Twitter. It was trending on Twitter, and everyone was talking about it. Everyone was like, "What the hell is AVTuber?" Like, seriously, what is the hell is the AVTuber? Is it because it's a? Is it about VTuber? It's like the one thing you know that when it comes to YouTube, right, you can't make any sassy stuff, because if you talk about sassy stuff, sometimes the YouTube crew will come to your podcast and then ban you from podcasting, because they will say, oh, it's too adultery, it's too sensual for the YouTube community, for the YouTube, so we have to ban the video. And because of that, it's never a good thing to talk way beyond or making too it's alright to make sassy noise, but don't do sassy thing. And this company, so-called company, or self-proclaimed company, just decided to, oh, we're gonna make an AV. I'm gonna be like the first AV VTuber, and again, the whole story blow up on YouTube, on Twitter, and on YouTube, right? A lot of people start making was talking about it. I was going to talk about it last night, but the reason why I didn't talk about it last night was that it might be because I was laughing last night. I have to admit it. My heart rate was definitely weird last night. My heart rate last night was jumping from 90 to 100 non-stop. But yes, I did laugh before that, but I did stop trying to laugh, but my heart rate couldn't keep on either 90, 100, 90 to 100, so I couldn't do the Toki chat last night. But the one thing I can assure you guys that the AV tuber on Twitter that was trending last night was so funny to the point that when I saw I was actually last night for 2 hours while trying to relax myself. Was reading the whole damn thing, like seeing the Japanese people commenting on it. I was reading a lot of Japanese comment on how people talking about what is AV wa nani, AV kakusa. Like it's basically mean AV wa what is AV, AV VTuber LL. It's like a lot of people was commenting on the AV stuff, the AV tuber stuff, so to the point that I myself was like laughing non-stop, but at the same time I was like trying to relax myself and was like, how the hell did this thing blow up? And the worst part is that it was like I mentioned, it was done by the same company who blew up by not being a company but trying to act like a company. And there is right now a meme on Twitter right now where everyone is talking about this so-called company that create something yabai, apologize. Few weeks later, blow and make another funny thing. And again, yes, this morning, they removed the tweet about trying to become the first AV tuber. They apologized for using the illustration without permission. Like seriously, that was really one on their Twitter right now, and basically they just say that it's an AV tuber. Let me check it. Let me check their site again. I think I might have did. Okay, it's still there. Give me a while. I show you guys. It's really right now there. I know it's weird. I know it's sassy. But guys, please bear with me. It's so funny though. Let's see. I'm gonna see whether I can open up this window. Like it's really there right now, and the funny thing is that if I open up this window, once I can open up this screen, the only thing is that sometimes I really wonder how to even show it to you guys. Okay, found it. Alright, get ready guys. Okay, let me cut this part out and this part out, this part out, and open up this. Hola, you guys can see it. You guys saw this word. The AV tuber the word is there. You guys saw it, right? This is the company, Colorful Magic. This is the company. Yeah. And look, the one thing is that look at the join date. Just look at the join date. It's May 2020. That's why I say it's like. That's why I say it's not a few months later, you know. It's a few weeks later. That's why I was like, that's why earlier I said normally they want to wait for like a few months later for the thing to die down. But this company decided to be like so straightforward. Let's make another fire before anything happens. But yes, there is a lot of people who follow the I'm not sure is it bulk followers, but I can assure you guys, right? I have not followed this. I'm gonna remember this, but I'm not gonna follow it. But the funny thing is that I still kind of like watch what they. It's like it always create funny thing though. I mean, like look at this. This is the thing that happened last night. Look at the time, 8 hours ago. This like mentioned, this is the apologies for last night. This is the thing that it's like Osawagi ga saseshite iru kamen no ken ni tsuimashite Eishi no sensei to no aida ni shiyon Yochu I can't I know it's like basically I just summarize is that basically that in regard to the art being used in the previous book because we had not discussed with the artist before, we are apologizing for misuse of the photo or the illustration, and we decided to stop using it. It's like I don't think we are actually mad at you using the illustration, but we are all actually laughing at. We are all actually a lot of people is laughing at what they call it this website called the first thing what they call AV tuber. They're gonna create something called the first AV tuber. So it was actually trending, you know. The AV tuber like was trending to the point that if I go to let me open out a new one. Let me open out a new Twitter. If I go and do a search, I know it's gonna be sassy, but if I go to AV tube, go and type this. Let's see. Okay, the funny thing is that there is really if you write AV tuber, there is really AV tuber. But for some reason, don't ask me why they are called there's already what I call R18. Like this guy this person here is already called minus R18. So there is already a lot of people who is we call them the R18 VTubers already. So basically, as long as they are R18, basically those are already considered what we call AV tuber, but those are not AV tuber. But the funny thing is that it was a lot of, if you watch this, it's already very sassy looking already, alright guys. But it was trending so much on last night to the point that they call themselves the first AV tuber. Yeah, there's a lot of AV tuber. Don't ask me why, I don't understand why. But the one thing is that they call themselves the first AV tuber. But it was so funny to the point that it was trending last night, you know. And it's the same company that everyone was making comment about it. And if you go and take a look at this comment, like every one of them is Japanese, alright. I know there is no English version because it's a Japanese company, but it was so funny to the point that everyone was actually commenting on it, and everyone was talking about. It's like, what the hell are you even talking about? It was actually a lot of people commenting about it. It was so funny. This is the funny. That was the one. They cannot even delete it. We all know the first AV tuber is Medley. That's not something that I want to comment on though. But yeah, this is the thing. Although they have deleted the original tweet, yeah, that was the one. So basically, if I open up a little bit bigger, let me see whether you guys can see it. Alright, Konoto, you guys can see it. The word Hachime no AV tuber. Very sassy, right? Very sassy, right? That's why it was so trending to the point that it was so funny. Like seriously. 本物の AV を通してプロダクションを大きくしていくことをここに I had no idea how to read the Japanese kanji, but basically they swear they're gonna make it anyway, but in the end everyone just said that it was too such to the point that I have to bet that they decided to just close it and delete the original post about it. But everyone was like was commenting on it. It was so funny to the point that if I go and I know it was I think I removed it. If I go and find the latest one. I think everyone is ordering. Yeah, everyone was talking about it last night. It was so funny to the point that yeah, I think Twitter decided to like, yeah, it's too dangerous. I think Twitter is also removed the whole damn thing. But it was so funny to the point that it was actually trending last night to the point that I was like, I can't bear with that. But yeah, I think that yeah, it got covered anyway. Have I seen emo henji bro? I don't think I have not, but I think I have not though. I have not seen that. But let me close this because it's already too sassy already. I mean like it's really very sassy, you know. That's why I was actually, in case anyone asks me, okay, I just open it up again. Oh dear. But in case some people who follow my Twitter, let's just show it. Okay, it's okay, it show up. Basically, what was the thing that I posted last night? Yeah, this was the one that I posted last night. Yeah, this is the one that I posted last night. And you know what? Let's see. I can switch on the music. Switch on the sound. They know what they are doing. Yeah, if anyone follow me, right, they will also know that I can also become the god of Yabai. The only thing you guys don't want me to switch on is my Yabai mode, okay? If I switch on my Yabai mode, there will be a lot of Yabai stuff though. I mean, like, just take a look at this. Like, just listen to that sound. Just listen to that sound. Yeah. Yes, I do know sometimes when I do make yabai stuff though. Yeah, I do know I make yabai stuff sometimes. Like, you guys just listen to that sound. I don't even understand how I make those sounds myself, you know.
I hate this one.
But the one thing is that midway, I was like, the edit on the YouTube one and the Twitter one is different. On the Twitter one, I add a horse. On the Twitter one, I add a horse to it. Sassy workout. I mean, the post I'm making is already very sassy though. I look at you. Okay, the one thing that I don't like the prank on Ring Fit is that you guys look at the exercise I have to do. Just look at the exercise, the position I'm supposed to do as an exercising. Isn't that a bit sassy already? Like moving my hip up and then downwards, up and down, up and down. Just look at the position. Isn't that already sassy already? Like, look at that position. Isn't that a very sassy workout itself already? Like, just look at it. How can that not be considered sassy? Smashing the floor. You guys do know that the floor is very hard and rough and you guys do know that the floor is very hard, smooth and hard at the same time. You know? What the hell am I saying? I have no idea. Forget what I was just saying. Yeah, I don't want to get yabai mode. I just don't want to activate my yabai mode for some reason. Okay, let's talk about other stuff though. Okay, another thing that was trending last night. Another thing that was trending last night and this morning was actually this. Forget about the floor, please. Please forget about the floor, please. Please forget the floor for now, guys. I know what I'm talking. I know you guys are thinking. Let's forget about the floor. Even though when the floor is hard and smooth and rough at the same time, please forget about the floor. You can't, bro. You always talk on them. That's why our floor are M. I mean, like, our floor is keep telling us, step on me, mama, papa. It's like our floor just want. That's why our floor is M. They just want to be stepped on. Okay, let's not talk about our floor. Before it became a yabai podcast anyway. Okay, the another thing that was actually trending on last night, right, was called Hime-sama or Gorilla. Okay, basically last night another thing was trending on together with AV-tuber, right, last night was actually this thing. This what you guys are looking at it. I actually really want to question this thing. Is that basically one thing is that everyone was actually asking. Actually, there is a website they go and search. It's called Shinda Maker, where you actually type in your name. When you type in the name, right, and then it will show you a result of something. I had did this before during one of my drinking podcasts in the past, and I think I create a lot of funny moment with doing that drinking podcast. And yes, it's the same website that I introduced you guys, the Shinda Maker. Where I tell you guys that if you type your name, they'll ask you, are you a kudere, yandere, tsundere, or if you are doing what kind of waifu are you, or what kind of husbando are you, or what kind of gaijin character are you. So basically, you type in your name and the thing will show you a result. And for this website again, Shinda Maker, on top of trending together with AV-tuber last night, this was actually trending last night at the same time, called are you a gorilla or are you a Hime-sama? Basically, are you a princess or a gorilla? And I had used it, I had tested it out. I used my Japanese name, Amika Kita. The results show this. I'm 90% Hime-sama with 10% for gorilla. In case you guys want to test it out, you guys just go and click on my link. It's on my Twitter. You guys, the link is there. You guys can click on it. Don't ask me. I'm not okay. The last thing I want to hear from you guys is calling me Ami Hime-sama. Alright. Don't call me Hime-sama. Alright. I'm not a girl. I was expecting a gorilla more of the percentage, but apparently I'm a princess with gorilla trend. I'm not a girl, but I can be your princess. I'm not the prince. I'm not the princess, but you can call me Mama. Anyway, but it was actually trending last night to the point that it was actually trending this morning, you know. It was still trending this morning. And if you guys go and type Gorilla or Hime-sama, yup, there are still people doing this, and it was so funny to the point that there are people who are Gorilla, there are people who are 100% Gorilla, there are some people who are actually like 100% Hime-sama, there are some people with like 30% Gorilla or 30% Hime-sama. It's like basically you just type in your name, let the system diagnose you, and then you indicate, are you a gorilla? How many percentage of a gorilla or how many percentage of a Hime-sama are you? So if you guys really want to if you guys really are interested in testing out, just go to my Twitter account. Don't need to follow me, but it will be good if you follow me and you guys just click on it. Yes, it's there. It's very fun. It's actually so funny to the point that in case you guys really want to know, this is the result. I'm right, like basically if I just click on this, so basically you just go to this side. Basically you guys can see it. So basically just write in your name and just test, and it will show you like again, I'm gorilla and 92% Ohime-sama. But if I want to, I can use like, let's say let's use tiny bat. Let maybe use tiny bat. Tiny bat with tiny bats. So for example, if let's type that name out, right? So if you guys click on diagnose, apparently you are 42% Hime-sama and 58% gorilla. So this is your result. So if you guys test it, if you guys are interested, you guys can just go to my just go and test it out. It's really funny. There is a lot of results to the point that you guys can just test it out. But it's just so funny to the point that a lot of people actually was using it. And you guys can just go to my, it's actually in my, the link is in my Twitter account, so if you guys are interested, just go and click on it and test it out. It's really funny. It was trending last night, you know, on the two things that was trending last night, AV Duver and are you a gorilla or a princess? It was trending last night, these two things. It was so funny to the point that I had no idea why is it trending though. like basically right now, if you guys ask me what is trending right now, sometimes it's real, like I had no idea what is Kasuma or Sayonara. It's like basically what is Sayonara trending though? Oh my god, that! Oh my god, that 4 is gonna hurt though. Oh my god, that 4 is gonna hurt though. But apparently it was trending. That is the thing that is trending at the moment. I had no idea why. Don't ask me why, but I'm so glad that sometimes sometimes I really glad, like sometimes when I'm like, oh my holy goodness, what the hell is that? Oh my goodness me! Let's go ahead and look at what is trending in Japan instead. How is this trending at the moment? Like I mentioned, sometimes it's so funny to be in the Japan server Twitter though. It's like you can never understand why is like how is this trending? It's like you can never understand why is what's up with the Japan. I can never understand why the Japanese it's so funny. It's like I can never understand. I can never understand why is that trending. But it's so funny. You miss playing softball. Yeah, I also miss playing softball though. I haven't played softball for how many years already. I mean like in case you guys are wondering, I am very good in throwing. I'm very good in throwing. Let's just say I'm very good in throwing, but I have not thrown stuff for I have not thrown softball for quite many years already. I can't remember when was the last time I played that game already, you know. Like I used to play softball in the past. Like basically you just make sure that the ball fly. Either you just aim it correctly and it should be fine. But I have not played softball or what sometimes they call it baseball. I have not played that game for many years already. But I used to play softball in the past though. Japanese have a standard humor. Indeed, they have though. Right. Sometimes I just don't understand the how is their sense of humor can be. You're good at sprinting. I mean like running is important, but for me right, as long as you are good in pitching, it should be good enough. The only thing is important is that when you pitch the ball, you have to make sure that the throw is important though. A lot of people keep asking me in the past like how you just throw the ball, how hard can it be? Sometimes when you throw the ball right, there are many tactics. You have to like sometimes go fast, sometimes go slow. Sometimes you have to like communicate with your teammate on what kind of ball you want to throw. And the last thing we always tend to be afraid is the ball get hit back. Pro team is scary. Okay, the one thing that I wouldn't say pro team is scary or not. The one thing that I'm scared when I playing, when I especially, okay, the one thing I actually had, there was an accident that was one time happened to me, right? Was that when I actually pinched the ball, right? When I actually I was the pincher. Basically, when I played with my friend, I was the pincher. There was one time a very bad accident happened to me. So basically what happened was that I pinched the ball I used a fast pinch. Basically it's a straight one. It's a very straight one. So basically you just kind of like, it's a side toss. It's basically instead of going downwards or outwards, you basically go vertically. It's just a vertical throw. And when I did that, the person who the batter, in case you guys want to know, the batter is basically the one who hold on to the bat and swing the whole long the long pole looking bat looking stuff, like basically a long stick, and swing to hit the ball and return the ball. So basically there was a very bad accident at the time, was that I was throwing a huge pinch and it was a very straightforward, but there was an accident happen. So basically what happened was that I threw it forward. The guy did hit the ball and return the ball. It was like ping! The ball really went straight. But the worst part of all is that it didn't go outwards. It actually flew straight forward. It's like basically a mirror. So it went straight forward, hit into one of his teammate Piper Park area. Because you know when the guy going to run, right, they have to like kind of like open up their leg. So it's like the guy leg was open already. The guy swing the bat. When the guy was about to run, the leg was already open. So basically, what happened was that when I saw the ball just I was following the ball, so to make sure that I have to follow the ball, because if I don't follow the ball, I can't tell my teammate to where the ball is. So when I saw the ball just hit towards one of his teammate, it hit into the balls of the guy. So basically, a softball hitting another guy's real balls. He hit that guy in that balls area, the private part area. And we are all like stunned. Everyone was stunned at that moment. And because of that, we had to pause the game. Because it was like, there was a very loud sound. It was like, it was like, pause, time sound. It was so funny though. Bye generation. But the thing is that you guys don't imagine when the ball just went straight towards the guy in the nuts. You guys have to imagine it was like, oh dear. Softball is not soft. It's not soft at all. The only thing I can never understand why they call it softball though. It's never soft. It's actually very hard. Because when I say it piang, it's really piang though. The sound is very very loud. You had eaten some ball with the way, even the slow one almost got you conducted. That sounds so wrong. No, the thing is that the sound is when the bat hit the ball, right? There is a sound to it. You can hear the sound. It's a very loud smack. Sound. So the thing is that when he heard the sound, when we see the ball, I was expecting the ball to fly outwards. You know, it's like that's why when you swing the bat, right, you have to always, as the batter, you have to make sure the bat is actually swinging. You have to smack it outwards. You can't swing it forward or downwards. Because the last thing you want is the ball land on the floor. But the funny thing was that the ball actually kind of bent towards his friend, and he hit his teammate in the private part area. It was a sudden moment for us that we have to pause the game. Like we cancelled the game. We cancelled the game at that time. And the guy was at the end of the day, the guy was alright. But as a guy, we all understand the feeling of pain. we all understand the moment of pain, because the ball is actually very very hard. So having that thing smacking into that private part is really very painful. And like you mentioned, if you hit the head, yes, you can get a concussion. But the last thing you want is having that hit your ball. One of them run and throw away their bat and hit someone in the... Oh my holy no. Okay. I know this is gonna be a bit of weird. When you are holding to a bat, right? When you swing the bat, the one thing there was another incident that I ever come across was that when some people, like, there are cases where we always tell everyone who are new to batting is as in holding on to the bat, right? Always hold on to it. Never let go. Even when you swing, right? Never let go. There was one time when there's a newcomer who actually kind of like released it. He actually released it. The funny thing is that he missed the ball, but he swung the bat towards me. Like at that time, I saw the bat run like flying towards me. I was so scared to the point that I have to like jump to the side. You know, I was like, I have to swing to the side. I was like, holy, you want me to die? Is it? Like seriously, it was so scary seeing the bats flying towards me. It's like I went and I was like, and after that, right, we always make it a point that whoever who is on holding to the bat, please hold a bat properly because. And after you and a lot of people and the one thing is that when you hit the ball, whether you hit the ball or you don't hit the ball, never throw the bat. The correct way to release the bat is place it on the floor. You have to place the freaking bat on the floor. You have to make sure it's dropped on the floor. No matter what, you have to drop it on the floor and then you run. Never throw it away. If you throw it away, you won't know who you hit. You won't know where the bat will hit. You have to be. That's the reason why the one who is always behind the catcher, right? The batter, right? The catcher, we call them the catcher. They always wear a helmet. They really wear everything, the helmet, the body suit, all these things. They is to protect them because they are always the one who get the most hit. But the one thing is that we always train people is that never throw the bat away. Drop it on the floor. Always drop it on the floor no matter what. It's like drop it on the floor and run. Never throw it because when you throw it, the one thing is that we never know where the bat will land on, whether you hit another one because you hurt. That's why the one thing is that we always tell people don't freaking throw the bat, drop the bat. Whether you hit the ball or don't hit the ball, or when you swing, make sure both your hands are firmly hold to the bat and release it. And no matter what, never release it because when you release it, I almost died though. Like seeing the bat flying towards me, it was so scary though. So I was to for the first time I was like jumping to the side just to avoid the freaking bat. And I mean like the bat, if you don't, it's like you have to understand. It's like a swing. It's very damaging if it hit you though. People underappreciate catcher. Yes. I agree on that. Actually, as a pincher, right? As a pincher, I always have to work with the catcher. A lot of people. Okay, the one thing is a lot of people tend to misunderstand about the catcher, right? Is that when I toss the ball, right, I have to be very, very careful. Like. There is some people like some signal. So the thing is that when I throw my ball from top above my shoulder, vertically from my shoulder or downwards from a rolling ball motion, right? You have to be very careful on how you throw the ball because there is a few times when I toss the ball and my catcher couldn't catch the ball properly, and I always find it. I really have to apologize to the catcher sometimes. Is that you guys have to understand, sometimes the ball when it hit the guy, right, it's gonna be painful though. It's called a soft ball, but it's not a soft ball. The ball is never soft. It's gonna hurt. It's like it's like yes, it a bit squishy, but the thing is that the internal is actually very hard. There was one time when me and my friend cut out the soft ball, we found out that internal was a pool ball. A billiard ball. It was a billiard ball, and we were like, no wonder it hurt so much. It's like we just cut out a soft ball and we turned out that the internal to make it hard, right, was a billiard ball, and was like, how the hell? So in case you guys are wondering, yes, it's very, very hard. The internal is very hard because you need to have a weight. Tournament ball is the hardest, yes, definitely the hardest one, and I always hate them because it's also it's the most hardest to throw. It's the most harder to throw, and also I'm not sure about skinny guy. I mean like as long as the pincher and the catcher are able to communicate properly on how to throw the ball, it should be fine. Because sometimes when we throw the ball, we have to be very, very careful. Even slow pins leave a mark. I'm not sure. I think some people might actually find it weird though. There are some people who actually like Even the slowest ride can travel up to a few miles per hour though. Karu-san, Kame, how's your day? Although right now I was talking, I mean like, it's a few miles per hours, you know, when you throw a softball. It's very very fast. Even like, it's gonna hurt a lot. And when the ball, you have to imagine when the ball. The worst part, I always when I pinch the ball, I always afraid of aiming at the guy face, because when I throw, I have to be very careful not to aim for the guy face. If I aim for the guy's face, I get penalty, you know. I'm also good though. Although right now, I had eat a very delicious taco. I was cooking some delicious taco. I call it sloppy juice taco, but let's just say that I enjoy it. And right now I'm just talking and enjoying talking about some stuff. Hey, Risa, Karame, how's your day? Fastball, fly ball is super scary. The highest chance to hit head. Yes. Normally I don't call them fly ball or fastball. I always call them over my shoulder ball. Okay, the one thing is that I got 3 ways of pinching: over my shoulder, across my shoulder, or under. I call it the under. This is how I call my 3 pinch. And thank you for following. It's just that I don't really call them fast. I mean, like, because you have to understand, sometimes when I across, right, it can also be slow. It can panic, because when I throw it across, right, if I throw it with force, you become a fast one. But if I throw it with lesser strength, it can become a curved ball. And then if I actually twist my arm and throw it, and if the ball curves in a circular way, yes, it's also a curved ball. So it depends on how you throw it. And personally wise, especially when I throw especially when I play badminton or softball, the one thing I always afraid is aiming for the other party face. Because the one thing is that I always, as the person who I play badminton, I play softball. The one thing, for some reason, especially when I play softball, I always afraid of using fastball. It's like I'm always afraid of aiming for the other party, because you have to understand, we all know that the pincher has the highest responsibility of ensuring that we get the triple strike. But at the same time, we have to be very careful on how we're gonna throw the ball, because if the ball hit the other guy's face, it's a penalty, and it can it's gonna give the other party a score. We don't want to have the ball hit the other guy, because it's a huge penalty, so we don't want to have that happen. But at the same time, it can also hurt. That's why it's our responsibility as a pincher is also very very high. Another thing is that that's why I don't really like to I only play softball as a hobby afterwards. That's why I don't like to play pro. There are times when people ask me to play pro, I always say that it's actually something that I'm always afraid, because as a person who play softball, I prefer to throw the ball and have fun. But if I play pro, I have to learn a lot of tactics. I have to learn a lot of style. I have to learn a lot of stuff that I don't like. I know you guys say that I really know a lot of stuff right now. It's because I used to play softball in the past, and I know how it works. I know the term for it. It's just that I have stopped playing it. I don't want to play it anymore. Have fun with it, yes. In future, if people ask me to like play for maybe a fun of it, yes, I can be a pincher. I don't mind it, but I do not want to play pro, because it's very huge responsibility. Look, actually another thing about short person in softball or baseball, right? For some, I'm not sure about you guys. There are a few short that I come across 2 short person in my life who I play softball with. They are scary fast. Like seriously, they run very fast though. So when I like during the practice match when I play, I mean they are my teammate. When I throw the ball right, they always able to hit, like they was able to return the ball. And the one thing I always kind of like find weird is that they run very fast. It's like people say that short leg mean that you run very slow, but it doesn't apply to short people when it comes to baseball or softball. They run extremely fast. It's like once they hit the piang, or when they hit, it's like when they feel the feel of when they return the ball right. From one point they run to the, actually not the second point already. They are actually at the third point. They skip one point. They skip one of the checkpoint. It's so fast though, to the point that I'm actually every time I'm actually shocked. And at the same time, because they are my teammate, two of them we always call them the ace. We call them the double shot ace. It's like they always bring the hit. If they are, I mean, in terms of practice match, they always win. Little red, little green. Yes, I don't call them red. We call them ace because both of them like is really fast though. They both of them play for professional. In my team, they always ask me to play pro. I only play in like normal for fun, but I never go pro. One of them became a pro. I can't remember what. But after that, he became a coach already. He became one of my friend. One of them became a teacher. And that one, all of them became a training coach. And yes, the reason why I do know some training is because I learned some of my stuff from him, and he teach me some of the training stuff. So I know a lot of training stuff. And when it comes to baseball, there is still a lot of rule I don't understand, because like when it comes to baseball rule, or when it came to softball rule, softball and baseball had two set of rules, and it's really hard for me to catch up to either one of them. So I only play for hobby. I never played pro, because for me it's just too hard. But the one thing that a lot of my friends always like the way I toss the ball is because I'm always very careful on how I toss the ball. If I don't and there is also and also one of my kohai, basically one of my underling, was actually a very good pitcher. He's way better pitcher than me. So when it comes to actual game, I always let him the pitcher. I just on the sideline. If anyone asks me, do I always go and play? No, I don't play. I always on the sideline cheering my friends like, yay, go! I always on the sideline. I never do the actual play. Because when it comes to actual tournament, it's actually very tiring, and I don't like to move too much. So I always at the sideline and cheering my teammate. But there is one of my underling who is actually way better than pitcher than me. I always say that the way he throw the ball is way better than me, because if I can throw a ball at 70 miles per minute, 70 miles per hour, he is 10-20 miles faster than me, so he is way faster than me. But when it comes to pinching, most of my friends love the way I pinch, because I always very careful. But when it comes to tournament, I always let my underling do it, because when it comes to stress, I'm always very stressful, and I don't like to play archer tournament, so I always let him do it. But yeah, when it comes to training, right? Yeah, we always toss to each other. Like basically, we stand 300 meters. I think it was like 200 meters. So like 300 meters was if we want to train ourselves on long toss. And yes, we did. There was one time when me and my friend was standing like 300 meters away. Not 300, 300 cm away, not 300 meters. Why am I saying 300 meters? 300 cm. Sorry, it's 300 cm, not 300 meters. 300 cm, 3 meters away. So we were standing at 3 meters away, and I was tossing the ball away. So it's like basically we are training our overhead toss. When we are 200 cm away, like basically 2 meters away. We are at 2 meters away. We train our fastball. when we are 100 meter away, we train our slow ball. So 100 cm away. Sorry if I keep messing up cm in meter. And anxiety make me play worse. Yes. When you are that's why the one funny thing is that a lot of people say that going pro, when you come to going pro, right? When you become a pro game, when you're doing something for a pro, the amount of stress, right, is real, and it's not something funny, and sometimes it can affect your performance because you at that moment when you have butterfly in your stomach, yeah, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So playing when it comes to training, me and my underling we always play cash. It's because it's to train ourselves. For me, I'm actually more like playing, having fun, like throwing the ball. But when it comes to official gaming, I always let him do it because I just can't do our official one. It's when it comes to actual playing, the one thing that I always afraid, right, is that if you do when you mess up one thing and cause the whole game, like basically you are throwing the whole game, yeah, everyone will start playing you, and that is the last thing I want though. So yeah, it's kind of when it comes to, that's why I never go pro in sport though. I only play for fun. Like if anyone asks me am I a type of, I mean like I used to play soccer a little bit, basketball a little bit, but yeah, I never go in soccer ball or basically football, or if like I even play rugby or football, whichever you call it. Like yes, I used to play those. I don't like them. And basketball, yeah, it's kind of rough though. I just don't like people touching me or ramming into other people, so I don't really like to do those. But and the worst part is that when it comes to soccer, football, and basketball, yeah, it's actually easy to play 30. It's actually much easier to play 30 during especially when it comes to basketball. So I had used to play a little bit, like test out how it go, but yeah, I don't like those type. It's like you won't, like you can just play 30 and you can get hurt. There was actually one time when actually someone, right, throw the basketball towards my face, and it actually dent my front two teeth. Actually, basically my front two teeth is alright, but it actually dent inward now. So basically it hurt a lot. It hurt my face for around 1 week. So basically my face was very hurt and I couldn't even bite into something, you know. Like I couldn't bite using my front teeth because it was very painful for at least 1 week. So I stopped. When it comes to soccer ball, when those ball that I know is very very big, right? Like basically bigger than your hand. Yeah, I don't play those. That's why when at the time I trained using softball because the ball was smaller. But yeah, you can say that I was like, yeah, it's just tossing a ball, but yeah, it still hurt though. If it's hurt you, if you throw it to your body, yeah, it still hurt. But at the very least, as long as you don't aim for the face, it's alright. Another thing I love to play is badminton. The reason why I love to play badminton is that apparently my mom was actually part of badminton club when she was in her when she was a teenager. My mom was a badminton player in a school club. So basically my mom loved to play badminton. My dad always play badminton because as an exercise, because my mom and my dad play badminton when there was when before they get married. So basically my when there is no such thing as internet, no such thing as computer at that time, basically my mom and my dad always play outdoor exercise, which is basically either they go for a jog together or they play badminton together. And the one thing is that they always play badminton badminton a lot, to the point that when me and my sister were young, they always bring us out to play badminton together. So basically, they will train us to play badminton, and I I have not played badminton for 10 plus year. I have not played badminton for 10 plus year, but yeah, the one thing is that I love to play badminton. The only thing is that there is one skill. There is one skill that I always use. That is basically what happened is that there is actually one way of playing the badminton is that it is actually a very hard to hit, very hard to return ball. It's basically what you need to do is you return the ball or the racket. You smack the racket and hit the shuttlecock. So basically the shuttlecock, right? You return the shuttlecock. It hit the net. And you kind of like drizzle down the net. Basically, it's very hard to return the shuttlecock. Is because when it hit the net, it dropped down. Basically, the shuttlecock lose its momentum, and it's very hard to return that. It's very hard to return that shot. That return. So I'm very good in doing that. And another one I always do is another skill I always tend to use is not smacking. It's not the smack return. It's actually basically a straight serve. So basically what happened is that I return the serve, I smack it back, but instead of landing towards the ground, it actually run towards the other player's hand or face. Like basically, yes, I actually return the serve. It's not very strong. Don't get me wrong. I return the serve. It's not very strong, but it's actually purposely to aim for the other party face or towards their hand, so that it's very hard for them to return that serve. So basically, they will panic and they will unable to return the serve, and the serve will either land on them. So basically, you land on them, or basically they will it's just to make them unable to return that serve. But the one thing is that it's very hard to do that skill. But my dad teach me that tactic. My dad is really good in that tactic, and my dad always use that tactic. So I learned from my dad. Even though my mom is the one who play badminton a lot, my mom always teach me on how to do the serving. So in the past I used to play that, but as for right now, I have not 10 plus year. I had not touched badminton racket. Like basically, if anyone asks me to play badminton, I think my skill had rusted. Like basically, I had basically when it comes to softball, I can't say my tossing. I don't think my tossing skill is that bad yet. Because the one funny thing is that when it comes, there was one. I think was like during one of my trip to the toy studio. Basically, you guys know that I'm staying in Kyoto. So basically, what happened is that there is a toy studio where the bus is full of the Kamen Rider or Magical Girl or One Piece. So basically, Bandai or Toei, all the stuff, the Toei TOEI studio. So basically, I went to that studio 3-4 times already. In one of the attraction, when I went there for the first time, it was actually considered a school trip. It was actually a school trip. I was in a specialist school at the time, so we all went there as a school student. And when I went there, we actually went to a place called throwing the shuriken. There is an attraction where they let you throw the shurikens. So basically, you have to throw the shuriken, hit the mark, and then you win some prize. And the funny thing is that they say that throwing the shuriken is like you need skill. My friend said you need the skill. You need to like you have to use a tactic to throw. So basically, what happened was I hold the shuriken, but when I toss it, I use the pincher skill. I use the side throw, basically the one that across the shoulder throw. I used my pincher skill. It hit the mark, I win the prize. I win the prize, and my friend was all, and my classmate was all like, "How are you so good in the tossing?" And I was like, lucky throw. I just said I'm lucky throw. I really can't comment that because I use my skill in pincher. I can't really comment that I use a pincher skill though. if not the employee will be at the attraction area will be like sus. That's why I was like, yeah, I did use my pincher skill, but I don't want to comment that I was a pincher in the past. I always fall and pass away. I want to be physical, but after COVID and being sick really make me weak. Yeah, I think I talked about this in the past, not in YouTube before. I don't think I talked about this on YouTube stream before. I did talk about COVID, right? The funny thing about COVID is that when it comes to COVID, a lot of people think to misunderstand COVID, and when COVID first come out, a lot of people think that it's just a lung issue. And the one thing is that I think I comment about in the past, I told a lot of people to try to be careful when if anything true. Because at that time I told a lot of people that we cannot underestimate COVID. Because the one thing is that in Singapore or any other world, everyone thought that coronavirus was something similar to SARS, which is basically ASRS. SARS is actually a virus in the past. I think it was in the early 2000s. Is that I remember it happening when I was a young kid, and yes, it does affect the lung, but that's all. It only affects the lung area. But for the coronavirus or COVID-19, it's actually a virus that runs throughout your body. The one thing is at that time when it first come up, I told a lot of people that be careful. I don't think this virus at that time I just commented that everyone should be careful because it can affect our whole body. It can also affect our mind, and a lot of people didn't think about it. It happened when it happened when I was commenting about it in the past in my real life account, and a lot of people think that I was being like crazy or whatsoever, until when it actually happened, at the point that there was one time when I actually commented, I was actually chatting with a scientist in the past, and I asked him and he said that yeah, we have to be, he agreed on the part that we have to be careful on the virus, but he thought that the virus only affect the lung. So basically what happened was that I actually countered that. I say no, I think this virus will not affect just the lung. I say that it may affect our whole body, and I actually say this word, it can also make us stupid. I actually say this word, it will make us stupid, and he was like, he doesn't believe me. So there was a study on it, and it turned out that the virus do run throughout our body, and it also affect our mind. And because the person who started the corona, there was other type of coronavirus. So the person actually told me that based on our previous result, this virus should not affect our body. But turned out that coronavirus COVID-19 was actually the most dangerous virus ever encountered. It affects our whole body. It made us weak. It can cause a lot of people to die. Just look at America. And you guys, we all know what happened to America when some stupid president just decided to do something bad, just decided to do something stupid. So in the end, it not just make a person weak. So basically, what happened is that I say that the virus will affect our body. It's basically what you got. It's already been proven that the virus will weaken your body. Basically, what happens is that when you say how does it weaken your body, it's basically is how to call it in this way. It doesn't just kill cell in your body, you know. Okay, basically what happens is that in our human body, for our muscle need protein. Our body actually need protein. The reason is because that for your body, for your muscle to repair itself, the muscle cell, the muscle tissue, it need protein. So the reason why we eat protein is because it's to recover your muscle and to make your muscle stronger. But coronavirus in your blood, right, it eat away all those protein. So basically the reason why it's been recommended after you take a vaccine shot of the coronavirus is for the coronavirus is basically you are being injected a weak version of the virus. It's actually eating away protein from your body. So in a sense is that the reason why it's important to drink a lot of water after a vaccine shot or and before a vaccine shot is that your body is building up the immune system, but at the same time the reason why it's recommended not to exercise during that moment is that your body is getting weaker as due to the reason that it's the number of protein in your body is actually being forcefully removed. So basically the virus in your body, the coronavirus in your body is eating away the protein in your body, and that causes your muscle to be weakened. And because of that, you can sometimes feel the reason why your body feel very weak is because your body do not have the protein to repair itself. That's why you feel very weak. That's the reason why if you look at a lot, if you guys go and take a look at nutrition state at a lot of food, right, there is always the indication called the protein. The protein is actually the food that make you repair the body muscle, the muscle cell and the muscle tissue. So a lot of people tend to misunderstand about protein is that it actually helps to repair your body. At the same time, you need calcium and other nutrition to help repair it. But the main important thing is that protein is the one that recover and repair your muscle tissue and cell. So never skip out on protein. I know, and protein can be eaten from tofu, soya milk, cow milk, eggs, meat, like cow meat, beef meat, or chicken. Chicken is the most protein ever. But if you guys can't eat eggs or chicken, if you guys are vegan, tofu is also another good option to go for. But that's why gym people eat protein powder. Yes, because if you are going to build out your muscle, chicken and egg and protein powder, yes, you need a lot of protein. Protein is to build up, actually technically they are actually eating a lot of protein to build up their muscle cell. You can't grow your muscle, okay? You guys can't grow muscle, but you can make it stronger by eating more protein. So your body can repair itself by taking in a lot of protein, and that is the reason why I keep on telling you guys that after exercise, why do I drink chocolate milk after exercise? It's because it's to repair my body. It's to repair my body. That's why I always drink chocolate milk after exercise. If not I will drink my meal replacement drink. It's basically I have gotten a meal replacement drink. So sometimes I drink that, sometimes I drink chocolate milk, depend on my mood. So it's better to drink if you guys want to repair your muscle, it's always important to drink those type of drinks because your body needs protein to build out the muscle. Coronavirus make your body feel weaker is because it's forcefully taken away all those protein. For the virus to grow, it needs protein. That's why a lot of people tend to misunderstand how the coronavirus works. Yes, it actually forcefully takes away protein. And it doesn't stop there. It's also take a lot of it also attack your bloodstream, your nervous system, all these things. And the worst part is that a lot of people tend to misunderstand is that your bloodstream runs throughout your body. your bloodstream actually runs from your leg to your head. So basically your heart is pumping everything. Your heart is the engine, and the blood is flowing throughout your whole freaking body. And the coronavirus attack, when it go into your eyes or your nose or your mouth, you go into your body, your stomach or your lung, and you go into the bloodstream. That's where, and when it go into your bloodstream, that's where it run throughout your whole body. You pump throughout your whole body, and when that happen, a lot of people tend to misunderstand. Why do they feel weak? Why do their internal feel doesn't feel right? Why do like why is it that it so hurt our lung? Why is it my leg is so tired? Why is my stomach so hurt? Why am I having headache? It's because your body is triggering the effect called we call it the emergency state. Basically what happens is that virus, right, when they tend to die at a specific temperature. Like basically some virus die at a specific temperature, and your body, in order to counter that, right, to counter like killing the virus, it heat up your body. It actually basically heat up your body. So basically your brain will heat up to try using heat to kill away the virus. That's the reason why why do our body feel warm? Why do our headache? Why we are having fever? Is that your body, in order to counter the virus, the coronavirus, it heat the body up to try using heat to kill the virus. So this, a lot of people tend to misunderstand coronavirus. Why do we suffer fever? It's actually your body trying to build. Your body is trying to build up a system to use heat to kill the virus, and that's the reason why you always have fever when especially when you are suffering when you're suffering from viruses like flu or coronavirus. Is that the reason why fever? When you go to the doctor and you say you have a fever, they will ask a lot of questions because the thing is that a lot of virus, when they enter your body, they can be killed by heat. That's the reason why when it comes to cooking, right, the reason why we say that cooking at high heat is to kill away the germs and virus, is that heat can kill a lot of germs and virus. When that same germs or virus enter your body will try to heat up itself up to try to kill away those virus, those germs, those bacteria, those things, whatever that is in your body. And coronavirus is no exception. So basically, a lot of people tend to misunderstand that you are having fever because of coronavirus, is that it's actually normal because your body is trying its best to use heat to kill the virus. And the thing is that our brain can never go beyond 37 degrees Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit, depending on which degrees you are going off. But the one thing is that 70 degrees or 37 degrees Celsius, your body, especially your mind, is really start to boil already. A lot of people tend to misunderstand that in your brain, it's actually is protected by what we call the brain juice, or basically some sort of like what we call a liquid that is to cool down your brain. And when your body heat up, right, your brain juice will kind of like start boiling up. If you guys go and take onsen, right, if you guys start on onsen, 40 degrees of water is very, very hot, right? If you guys put your leg into a hot onsen, it's very, very hot, right? Yes, your brain is actually being toast. That's the reason why we're always having a headache, is because your brain is getting toast out already, and that is not a good sign. And that's the reason why when people say that why people always say that when you're having a fever is a dangerous sign, is because a prolonged fever can toast out your brain, and a prolonged period of having fever can actually damage your brain. And that's the reason why fever can be very deadly if not careful. That's the reason why a lot of people tend to underestimate fever, is because they never understand the true danger of how fever works. Fever can actually toast out your brain. And when that happens, yes, you can get brain damage, and that is the last thing you want, because having brain damage, and that's the reason why for babies, like very young baby, right, never always ensure that when they get a fever, always bring them to the hospital. I have always told a lot of my friends is that as you grow older, when you're getting fever, it's alright, you can bear with it, but you still have to see the doctor. But for babies, it's a dangerous sign, because baby brain is still under development. It's still under development, and you do not want a baby brain to get tossed out, because if a baby brain get tossed out, that's it. The baby is gonna get in a harsh way, it's gonna get retarded. The baby will get retarded if they have fever. That's why you have from what I was told by one of my friend from one of my friend who is a doctor, is that never ever let a baby brain get hit out. That's why it has to be very careful when it comes to a baby. That's why it's a lot of things that there's a lot of things that when it comes to babies, you really have to be very careful. But when it comes to fever, when I told a lot of people is that if they are suffering from fever, if you guys can get something like a Kool-Aid, like something cool pad, wear that on your head and let that pad cool your head down, is to remove the heat from your head. The one thing you always need to make sure your head is always cool. That's why sometimes we call cool down your head, is that the term, right? When it comes to fever, the first thing, like sometimes in the past, you know, sometimes people say that in the past, people use iPad. It's like putting ice on the plastic and then put on your head, or maybe wet your towel into a cold water and then put it on top of your head. Yes, it's to cool your head. It's basically you need to cool down your head, because the last thing you want is getting your head get tossed out. So it's actually alright to let your body heat out to kill the germs, but when it comes to fever, you do not want to have a high fever, because when it comes to fever, it can damage your brain. And that's the reason why if you guys are suffering from coronavirus, I always recommend people to get a cool pad or Panadol or headache painkiller. Is that you have to get those type to cool down your head. But at the same time, I always recommend people to actually get the cooling pad, the one that you paste on your head and then let it cool down. Is to actually make your head cool down, so that you won't suffer so it's actually to let your body naturally kill the virus, but at the same time you are not eating any medicine to affect your body any antibody, the immune system to build out. So basically you are still making your body build out the immune system correctly, but at the same time is you do not want your brain to get toasted, because the last thing you want is having a toasted brain, and that is like basically it can affect your mind. And like I mentioned earlier, when I say coronavirus make us stupid, there is many meaning to it actually. When I say making people when we became retarded, it's not because when we became retarded because of coronavirus. The one thing I always tell people when it comes to coronavirus is that I always tell people you need to be very careful. It's because that some people are actually being stubborn on not wearing masks, or maybe they think that it's just a normal flu or whatsoever. Because the one thing is that there are many viruses in this world that is yet to be discovered. But coronavirus or COVID-19 is a virus that affects our body in so many ways that it's being updated every single day, because there are still many things we are still learning about it. But I always tell people is that it can affect our whole body. So always be careful on how you approach a virus. And you have to understand, like I mentioned earlier, it boil up your body heat out to kill the virus. But at the same time, you have to understand, when the virus comes to your head, so far the scientific term is that the virus attack out every part of your body. But on the other hand, I think I talked with my friend is that the virus, right, although it attack the brain, definitely true. But another reason is that I said it can also affect our brain is that, like I mentioned earlier, the fever, right, will hit out your brain. And in a sense is that it can affect your thinking. that's the reason why a lot of people tend to misunderstand is that when a person is sick, right, and the person in the healthy state, you ask the same question to the you ask the same medical question to two person. The person that is sick cannot answer the question properly, but the person in healthy state can answer properly. It's because that in the state of mind, we call it the state of mind, is that the person who is sick is have a very unstable mind, but a person who is well had a much logical thinking. So the reason why sometimes when a person cannot perform better when they are sick is that the mind is not in the right state, and especially when your mind is being hit out at to a 37, 38 degrees, it's a very dangerous sign, but at the same time your mind can't think properly. So you need to be very careful, and that is when I said we became stupid because we can't think properly at that state of mind. And in a sense you can say that we became stupid, which is not wrong. But at the same time, like, I think I believe the study so far has shown many ways on how the virus are able to affect our mind. But the last thing I want you guys is to get a high fever. So you guys have to be very careful when you get coronavirus. Always drink enough water. Always make sure to drink enough water, because the one thing is that when you drink enough water, right, the water help to, because when you're drinking enough water, your body will actually have enough water to start. Our body need to at least have at least 70% liquid. It's because when your body start heating up, right, it's actually releasing all those liquid from your body. So your body start cooling when your body start it's the same thing as exercising. It's the same thing as exercising, that when you exercise, your body starts sweating. The sweat is actually result from your body trying to cool down your body, and it releases those water from your body, and it became sweat. So basically, when a person exercise, your body heat out. So basically, when you exercise, you sweat a lot. Yes, your body is heating out, and the sweat is actually a result of your body trying to cool down your body, and that is when your body release all those liquid. And it's the same thing for when it comes to being sick. The reason why you need to drink enough water is that your body need to cool down, and you need enough water in your body to ensure that your body is cooled down at the right temperature. And that is the reason why when people going for like injection, vaccine shot, or when someone got coronavirus or tested positive for coronavirus, I always tell everyone to drink water. First, the water is to ensure that your body have enough fluid or liquid to flush out the virus from your body. And secondly, to ensure your body is able to cool down when in the case your body start heating out. Because when your body heat out to kill the virus, yes, it's important, but the water in your body is to ensure your body stay at a correct temperature that you cannot feel pain. Because if you start having fever, that means that your that's it. And that's the reason why there is something what we call the heat stroke. Like the heat stroke, right? The reason why when a person got heat stroke is because they did not drink enough water. Yes, if you don't drink enough water, your body start heating up, and when your body start heating up and it doesn't have enough water to cool itself down, that is when that's it. You're gonna die if you're on the worst case scenario, you can die from heat stroke. And that's the reason why we always say that you have to hydrate yourself a lot, especially on hot weather or when you exercise or when you have fever, is to ensure your body is on the right track of cooling down. Water is the best way to go. If you guys really want to go for the best result, either drink cool water, like very very cold water. I know some people doesn't like to drink cold water. It's alright if you guys don't want to drink cold water, but when it comes to hot weather, drinking cold water is much better. Another way I always tell people is drink Pocari, or in Singapore I call it 100 plus. Like if you guys can in Singapore drink 100 plus, or any sport drink that is like contains salt and sugar. If you guys don't like to drink sport drink, you can just prepare a glass of water, add some salt, add some sugar, stir it, drink it. Your body is going to be grateful for it, because the one thing is that you won't drink too much water. At the same time, your body needs the sugar and the salt to make sure your body start cooling down. Basically, the salt and sugar in the body will start working to make your body cool down. So it's the best and healthy way if you guys really want. Because a lot of people, I hear people telling me that they drink normal water, it doesn't help. Add salt and sugar to it. It's an old grandma remedy, but it's the most simple and the most best remedy because I think salt and sugar to a water, and if you want, you can drink cold water, and it helps to cool your body much faster. Because the one thing is that you want your body to start cooling down, especially when you're having a fever. But when it comes to headache fever, use a cool pad. Orange flavoring. If you guys love, you can add fruit. You can drink orange juice or whatever juice you can. It's up to you guys. If you guys like adding fruit juice, yeah, by all means go ahead. It's alright, but always ensure that don't overdrink. There was a time when my friend overdrink a lot of water and he almost got water poisoning. I always tell everyone that if you start drinking beyond 1 liter of water, like basically if you start drinking 1 liter of water and you feel thirsty, right, that's a red flag. Never ever drink beyond 1 liter of water at one time. The last thing I want is that having people to go and drink 1 liter of water and say that, oh, they are thirsty. Yeah, I remember it was around 3 liters of water and you get water poisoning. So basically, you guys, I do not want you guys to start thinking, oh, just drink. If you are thirsty, you start drinking a lot of water, it should be fine. No, too much water can also affect your health. So you do not want to drink too much water. So don't try to drink too much water when it comes to it. So the best way is that drink water with salt and sugar on it. If you want to add some like syrup, like orange syrup or strawberry syrup or whatever, or chocolate syrup or whatever syrup that you to make it better, it's alright to add it as long as there is salt and sugar on it. And the salt is to replenish the water in your body. A lot of people tend to misunderstand about salt is that salt, right, help your body to absorb the moisture, and sugar make it much faster for your body, and also the sweetness also make it tasty. So basically adding salt and sugar to a normal water, or if you guys can add syrup to it, is much better because you want a flavored drink. And basically a lot of sport drink is basically salt and sugar. And if anyone asks me, do I ever make my own drink like with salt and sugar? Yes, I had done that. If I don't have sport drink, like basically when like during this moment, I always prepare the Pocari Sweat. In Japan, the most popular sport drink is the Pocari Sweat, and they always sell the packet one where I can make my own Pocari Sweat. I can go and buy the bottle one, but I also can make my own one. So basically, they got a packet of Pocari Sweat, and sugar is also for energy. Yes, I almost forgot. Sugar is also for energy. So basically, the Pocari Sweat, there is the packet one. Like basically, you add the powder form to the water and you make your own one, or you can buy the bottle one. But I always buy the packet one because I can control. I can just prepare and then throw into the, and it's much cheaper. Actually, if you buy the packet one, it's cheaper than you buy the bottle one. So I normally buy the packet one. And it's always 1 liter version one, so I always prepare a lot of that just to drink. And the one thing about is I always prepare just in case, because especially in hot weather or when I have fever, Pocari Sweat help a lot. But if I don't have Pocari Sweat at that time, I make sure I have salt, I have sugar. So I know it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste as good as drinking Pocari Sweat, but it does do the work and it's much better. So salt and sugar does help a lot. So if in the case you guys are having fever and you guys don't have sport drink, salt and sugar temporary. When you feel better, go and get Pocari or 100 plus or any sport drink. I know I don't really recommend drinking sport drink, but when it comes to fever or having headache, sometimes sport drink is the way to go. I know a lot of people doesn't like sports drink, but when it comes to drinking too much water, it's actually considered much better to drink sport drink over drinking normal water. It's for your health sake. So it doesn't mean that sport drink is not good. Like I always mention, things always do in moderation. Don't add too much salt, don't add too much thing, don't drink too much thing. Yes, it's the same thing for sport drink. Don't drink too much. Just drink in moderation and you guys will be fine. It's the same thing for water. If you overdrink on water, you can die from water poisoning. Water poisoning, the one thing is that water poisoning kill very very fast. Basically, what happens is that water poisoning, it will flood your lung with water. Basically your lung will be, you have a feeling like you are drowning, and that's it. Because it's very hard to pump out once you got water poisoning, that's it already, because your lung is already filled with water and you can't breathe, and it's very hard to pump out those water from your lung, and it's just a few moments before you die. So never overdrink on water. I know some people love to drink a lot of water, but if you guys go and check on water poisoning, it's a thing, and it's a very very dangerous thing. So if you guys don't want to check on it, it's alright. I don't bring you guys, but trust me on this advice: don't overdrink on water. Drink enough water, but if you guys really want to drink a lot of water, change it to sport drink. I'm giving you guys the okay. I'm giving you guys the okay to drink sport drink, but don't overdrink on water. Just be careful. Like even when I drink of water, right? I can drink 1 liter of water, but I have to stop. Make sure there is a pause period. Like you drink 500 liter of water, pause like for 1 hour. Then you drink another 1 liter of water if you really want it. But in one day, don't overdrink up to 3 liter. Don't overdrink too much water per day, and always make sure that your body is release the water accordingly by sweat or by toilet. If you don't do that, you guys gonna get the water can still get trapped in your body, and it's also a very dangerous sign. So you guys have to be very very careful, right?
I think I talked quite a lot though. Too many water can also make your brain expand the deadly size.
Yes and no. Okay, basically what happened is that, like I mentioned, our blood. Okay, basically what happened is that, right? Like I mentioned, our blood is the one that carry a lot of stuff. It can carry food, it can carry the nutrition, it carry the blood. So basically the blood vein in your body is contain blood, and blood is basically transferring all the nutrition around all your body. That include water, not just virus. Virus also travels through the blood vein, like the coronavirus also travel your blood vein. But the one thing you need to understand is that water also travel in the same blood vein. So basically your red blood cell is carrying all those water. But one thing is that you need to understand is that when you overdrink on water, your body is actually transferring all the blood. Is transferring all the water into the blood vein, and the blood vein run throughout your whole body, including your lung, including your heart, including your brain. So when there is too much water, basically what you mentioned is not wrong. It expands your brain. Basically your brain will have a lot of water. Basically a lot of water running through it. Your heart will have a lot of water running through it. Your lung will also have a lot of water running through it. That's the reason why, like I mentioned, when you get water poisoning, that's it. It actually run into your heart, flooding your heart with water. It run into your lung, it flood your lung with water. It run into your brain, it fill itself with a lot of water. So basically your whole body is getting bloated. And when that happens, you are having some people say that when they get water poisoning, it's like as if they are drowned. Yes, because your whole body is like as if there is water into the body, and that's it. It's really really dangerous. And always be careful when getting water poisoning, because don't ever over drink on water. That is the only advice I can tell you guys. I don't want. The last thing is I want to hear is hearing from someone over drinking on water. You guys do not want to drink on water, and try to prevent yourself from drinking too much water. If you guys really need to drink water and you guys feel thirsty, add salt and sugar to the water. But if not, go and drink some sport drink. It should be good enough. And always control the amount in one go, because never over drink beyond 1 liter of water at one time. Always be careful. Because the last thing I want is getting water poison though. One of my friends almost got water poison, which is a dangerous stuff, and because of that I learned about water poisoning at a very young age. And if you guys wonder why we were testing out, it's because we were testing how fast we can drink Coca-Cola, and my friend was like trying to show off how much he can drink Coca-Cola in one shot, and he drank like the one big 1.5 liter of Coca-Cola, and yeah, then it got to a point of he almost got killed by a Coca-Cola. And I'll be like, yeah, like recently I was talking like there was one time when I was joking with my friend, we were talking about the incident, and I was telling him that yeah, if he drink at the time, I'll find it funny if at his time will be like, here lie my friend who died by Coca-Cola. Imagine if you having a tombstone writing "die by Coca-Cola." I think like yeah, maybe he was enjoying it. But always try not to over drink on water, right guys? Don't ever drink. The last thing I want is to guys over drinking on water though. even like sometimes when I drink water, right, I always try to drink in moderation. I mean like sometimes I drink like 1 cup in one shot. But at the same time, I try to be careful on the amount of water I drink though. I don't really want to drink too much water. If I getting too much water, yeah, I think I will be like, yeah, let's go to the nearby convenience store, get some sport drink. Like I don't mind paying a little bit more for the sport drink, but at the very least, my body is getting enough sugar and salt. Even though I feel like it would be very worse if I get a lot too much of the water into our body. So try not to. I know drinking water is fine, but if you guys really want to drink more water, it's alright, but don't over drink more water. Other than that, it should be fine. And I think let's stop my talking for the day until here. Now that I look at the time, it's going to be 2 AM though. I feel like I talked a lot today though. Yeah, big. Must be because basically I think I slept. Maybe it was because I slept 2 hours before. Basically I did sleep I'm gonna end it around, once it reaches 2 AM I'll end it. So basically what happens is that the reason why I was late, I was supposed to start this stream at 9 Japan timing 9 PM. The reason why I start at around 10 PM was because that I think it was around 7 plus or 8 PM, and I was tired and hungry. Like basically I was very tired already, guys. And I don't want to cook earlier, I don't want to eat anything earlier. So basically like I still got like 1 hour. At that time I was like, okay, I still got 1 hour. So I was like, you know what, let's just lie down and sit down and relax for a short while and then see how it goes. I mean I was like so tired, and then I just lie on my bed reading some manga. And again I fell asleep. And thank you for the supportive flower. I was like, yeah, again I fell asleep. And yeah, I fell asleep, and by the time I woke up it's already 9 plus, like 9:45, and I was so, and yeah, I faster give an update on Twitter that I'm really sorry that I was really apologetic for being late. And yeah, I wonder why I overslept again. Like, how do I even overslept during at night time? Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting myself to sleep though. So anyway, probably because of that 2 hour near 2 hour of sleep, or near 2 hour of nap, that made me feel a little bit more active. And some of this is a cook and eat. So basically you guys saw me eat 5 taco, 5 sloppy Joe's taco. So I got a lot of. So after eating a lot of food, obviously I'll be very energetic, right? Yeah, that's why I talk a lot. But at the very least, I think I really have fun talking though. That's the reason why sometimes I love to do podcast. Is like when I talk, I can hardly take note of the time I talk, and especially like. But at the same time, I feel like you guys know there is a lot of things happening in this world. But at the same time, I feel like when I talk about coronavirus or other stuff, yeah, I think you guys know a lot of start learning a lot of new stuff. Next time, a lot of people are gonna come in the guy with a lot of knowledge. It's just that nope, I don't know a lot of stuff. It's just that I so happen to know about those stuff. It's just because I just come across about those stuff and I go and read news or I talk with my friend about it before, so I know about this stuff. It's not because I go and study those stuff or I work as under this stuff. It's definitely not, but it's just basically I just come across and it became my knowledge. That's all. It's not because I know all this, alright? It's just or I go and check on it. It's just basically I come across them, I know about it, then I tell you guys about it, alright? And I think that's it for now. That moment when covert information will be asserted sooner or later. Yeah. I mean like I won't find it strange when my video actually if next time okay, I'm not sure how it I'm not sure about it. Maybe the next, maybe when you guys watch the archive, once this video got archived, once I end this podcast and this get archived, it's yeah. If you guys see something called check more information on COVID-19, yeah, maybe the YouTube team is working very hard. I mean, like today we are talking a lot of stuff though, from the gorilla princess to the AV tuber. To me, cooking taco, sloppy Joe taco, and talking about Corona. Yeah, I think I talked a lot of stuff today though, and it's already like almost a 4-hour stream, you know, and it's already like it's already 2 a.m. already, and I can't. As much as I want to talk a lot, sport drink. Oh, I almost forgot about the sport. I almost forgot about the sport. Yeah, I think I thought. I think about it. I talk a lot though. When there's a topic to talk, yes, I talk a lot. I think I really enjoy a lot. I really enjoyed tonight talking to you guys, and I think let's stop it for now. And the reason why I have to stop now is because tomorrow I got part time. I know tomorrow I got shift, but tomorrow I need to wake up early, I need to start preparing, so I cannot oversleep tomorrow. Tomorrow I can't oversleep, so I need to go and sleep early, and technically now is the best time for me to sleep. So tomorrow I can wake up around, normally I sleep around 7-8 hours, so hopefully tomorrow I can wake up at 9 or 10, but I won't be able to do ring fit in the morning tomorrow. But tomorrow, if I'm not wrong, tomorrow is Friday, so it'll be Persona 5 Scramble. So tomorrow, although I state 9 p.m. on tomorrow's Scramble, I might start a bit earlier, or might not, depending. But I do want to play on Persona 5 Scramble tomorrow, because last week although I didn't play much on the battle scene, but I think we had enjoyed on the storylines, and I have fun on enjoying the story. I wasn't expecting the story to be 2 hours long though. The story alone is usually 2 hours long already, you know. Like sometimes have you ever played games that like the story like 2 hours, 3 hours long, but the gameplay is just like 1-2 hours long only. But anyway, tomorrow we'll be playing Persona 5 Scramble. I will be enjoying the game slowly. So we'll talk again tomorrow night. I might start early, I might start late, depending on tomorrow. But that's it for now. I need to sleep early tonight so that I can wake up early tomorrow, and the one thing is that I got a lot of dishes to wash before I sleep. The last thing I want is to not wake up with 30 dishes on my sink. So I prefer to wash my dishes before I sleep, and now is the best time to go and sleep. So for everyone watching this in the morning, have a good day. for everyone watching this at the night time, go and have a good night rest. We'll talk again at the next video or stream. Bye!